Right before the show started, I found a penny!
A penny?
Heads up or tails up?
Heads up, of course.
Whoa.
It's
Heads Up
Collider
is the good
Live.
one?
That's the good one.
Yeah.
Heads up means
Pennies on the
you're going to have a lucky day, and that means we're going to have a good show, because I am Mark Reilly. I'm in for Christian Harloff. He'll be back tomorrow. Collider Live. It's Avengers Endgame Day. We've seen it. We'll talk about it later. And joining me for that, yeah, no spoilers. Oh, my God.
It's growing.
You
Jesus.
take one down, 5 more replace.
My gray hairs.
In the booth is Mr. Cody Hall. And, of course, Alex. Joining me at the table, Roxy Stryer. How are you?
I'm doing really well today.
Doing
Doing
really
really well.
He's only yelled at me once before the camera started, so I feel like it's
good.
pretty good.
You yelled at me. You know that's what happened, right?
I know.
You
What happened?
rewrite our stories.
But you need to have your headphones on in order to hear what the booth is telling
then
us.
they need to not do that.
What?
Play music that's really annoying.
All you have to do is say, "Hey,
Oh,
could you change the music?"
please.
I
Instead
feel
of just
bad.
ripping your
Everybody else
headphones
seems to
off.
be enjoying it.
Yeah. Do you have any requests, Roxy? Would you like to put some?
No.
I like. Oh.
No.
It wasn't where I was going, but
Don't. I know where you're going, Cody. I can
Pre-show
hear you.
music.
I can hear you
I
in
already
the...
got a tweet this morning because I said that Dad was out of town and the three of us were running it, and
Yeah.
somebody wrote, "It's going to be a zoo," and I said, "But what kind of zoo?"
Yeah, don't do it.
I said,
What kind of
don't
zoo,
do
guys?
it.
I
No.
listen. I'm hosting this show
Yeah.
today,
Correct.
and
Okay.
there's going to be no
No kind of zoos.
of the things that make me upset. And also, Josh McCouga is here. Hi,
Hey,
Josh.
I'm good. I'm trying to arrange things. I know we don't like to text things, but I've got a friend coming in hopefully for the last half hour of the show.
Yeah.
Who's a fan, who's been on the Schmodown. Good friend of mine, runs a cool YouTube channel.
It's JT, isn't it?
It's JT.
JT
Yeah.
I
is
knew
coming. He's on a bird. He's on his way.
He's birding all the way here. It's a dicey move. By the
Wait,
way,
speaking of which,
hold on real
wait.
quick before we go into the JT thing, because this is also JT related.
Okay.
After I walked out of Avengers Endgame last night, I tweeted, "Just saw Avengers Endgame."
Avengers.
I spelled
that
it wrong.
hashtag
Well,
is
did you-
that's going around.
It's trending. The same thing was happening with Game of Thrones. It's actually hashtag Game F Thrones is the #1 trending thing because we can't figure it out as Americans.
Yes.
I love that when like these big hashtags like the movies like Game of Thrones, and if one mistake spelled word and it starts to go, it's just
Viral.
snowballs.
Game F Thrones, baby.
Yeah,
Game F Thrones.
somebody yelled at Mark and Draco because he did the Avengers Endgame. And somebody's like, "I don't know why this is showing up on my feed. I muted this. Spell your hashtag correctly." And
I did not do it on purpose. I totally JT'd it.
Of course.
And I don't know if it's Avengers, Avengers,
It's
whatever
Avengers.
it is.
Probably Evangeline Lilly.
Evangeline, I think you mean Colby Smulders.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
Colby
different,
Smulders, yeah.
different hashtag altogether. It was autocorrect that made it Colby
Yeah.
Smulders. Sorry. I hate when I do that though. And actually, I put together my top 22 list in order. And because I've been hashtagging so much, I don't know anymore how many words things are. So I wrote Endgame as 2 different words. End game. And then I
Why?
saw that because I forget. Like when you're hashtagging everything, you're combining things. And I was like, oh, it's Civil War, Infinity War, End Game.
Yeah.
And I just did it so quickly, and then I posted it, and I was like, wow, nobody's called me out for this yet? That's a stupid mistake.
did you delete the tweet or is it
No,
still
it's
up?
still up.
Hey, there it is.
I mean, before I even
I made a
noticed
graphic. I was not going to go change it.
No way. Which was very good. Your top 22 Marvel films graphic.
People are pissed.
Oh, yeah, of course.
People were
It's a
pissed.
list.
Wait, so you
Because
ranked them?
I ranked them.
Okay,
And
pull that up. I wanna
people were
talk.
saying,
I wanna see.
You're wrong. And finally, Mundy chimed in. And sometimes he kills me on the internet,
Yeah.
but sometimes he comes to my defense. And he was like, wait, her opinion's wrong? Because
Yeah,
I'm pretty
of
sure
course
the
it is.
definition of an opinion is just that. But yeah, you guys know I have unique taste in movies.
Yeah.
Well, I want to look at this. Where is it?
While you're pulling that up,
Okay, there it is.
should we talk about JT?
Yes, please.
So,
This is
Mark,
amazing.
I'm so upset you weren't with us yesterday because I know you saw a later screening.
Yeah, I saw the
'cause
late
you were
screening.
working for the day.
Right.
So as Josh and I are coming into, were we going? Yeah, he was leaving, right?
He was leaving.
So
he was
we're
walking
pulling
up.
in. We're on the Disney lot. We're pulling in to our
I
spot.
feel like all the Screen Junkies people went to the early one, the one before us.
Everybody,
Yeah.
Joe, Roth, they all seem to be there. And so we see JT and April, and they're walking to their car.
Okay.
And first of all, seeing Josh get anywhere near a car is still
It's
Sorry.
weird.
It's strange.
It
It's
throws you off.
alternate dimension
Totally
kind of
does.
stuff.
As they were walking up to the car, just in my mind, I knew April was going to be driving.
I thought
because-
to myself,
yeah, of course.
we both said it to each other, like,
Yeah.
is April drive? And then I thought to myself, is there a bus stop in this parking garage?
But no, Josh gets behind the wheel of a car, which is his car.
Yeah.
And
That's right. He bought a car.
He bought a car. So and for anybody who doesn't know, JTE,
It's the Ecuadorian Ford, I believe.
Ken, Josh, Reilly, every person in the world drove JTE around for
Forever.
5 years plus.
Needed a ride. We'd help him out.
And then he was one of the only people I know who took buses everywhere after that. So it was just a strange feeling. As they get in the car, though, they have to pull out of the spot. It didn't go very well. It like watching him was Josh. This is the sounds that no, turn hard, no, oh god.
I think
like,
at
Oh,
one
shit.
point,
Oh, God.
At one point, he goes, I was like, why'd he stop there? He could have kept going. And I was like, oh, he's going too far.
too far, JT. Finally, he gets out of the spot. He rolls down the window and said, "I can drive." We were just like,
But I think he saw the looks on our
but
face of
can
utter
you?"
concern and also confusion mixed with a little bit of panic.
Of course.
And you guys know, coming from me, if I think that you're having a hard time, you're really struggling.
Yeah, you're really screwed.
Cameron Rice was in the car with us, right? And Roxy said something. I can't say anything because I'm a bad driver. And Cameron goes, "No, you just don't know how to get anywhere." She goes, "No, I'm also a bad driver."
It's both. It's both, Cam. It's both. But I seriously would have died for you to have been there, Mark. You would. It was.
Is this
so
footage of
nerve-wracking.
JTE right now?
Yeah.
I wish.
Wait,
You know,
I
it was
think
a much bigger
something's starting.
struggle. Oh.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Yeah. And then back in.
Yup.
Yes. This is it.
Oh.
This is JT.
This is JT.
For those watching at home,
And-
Cody has pulled up a video of what could have possibly been JT.
Yep, nope, we're gonna start over.
It looks like
Backing up. Yep.
It looks like a British countryside kind of a spot. Because those look like
it's
European
a little far,
cars.
JT. It's a little far. Full circle.
Wait,
We're going full circle.
Wait, this isn't the right way.
No.
Must have taken a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Oh my God!
This is
So they
legitimately
get
what it
this
looks
guy
like.
is literally boxed in, can't go anywhere. He's
No.
backing up.
Now he's
goes
Austin
forward.
Powers.
When
Now
he's supposed to go
Austin
right, he
Powers.
goes left.
Oh my God.
This is kind of what it looked like, though. But imagine all the other cars are like stopped waiting for him.
Totally.
Because nobody else can move until
Also,
he moves.
the traffic was insane too because one Avengers screening is coming in, another one is letting out.
Yeah.
So-
Sorry, this is a little bit of an Avengers spoiler that we just said.
Yeah, we just did,
JT's driving. We didn't
JT
spoil
is right. We
our
just we
Avengers
spoiled
experience.
his end game. We spoiled his end game.
It really could have been his end game.
Which reminds me, we are not going to do no spoilers
No
for when we
spoilers.
talk about Endgame.
Well, because
of
Cody's
course.
running the booth. We can't do that
Yeah,
to him.
we're not going to do that.
The second
Cody.
I said that, Cody woke up from the engineer. I was like,
what?
that is an
What?
Avengers spoiler.
Huh?
What? Did you
But-
see the signs, Roxy?
The other thing that you should know for those that might be on the video chat at YouTube, there's no video chat. There's no chat. We turned it off because we've been having some problems with spoilers. People are jerks, and they've been going in and they've been spoiling it for everybody.
Shocked.
They've been jumping in the YouTube
Surprised.
comments and dropping major spoilers. We had it happen yesterday
Somebody
on
did
Movie
it on
Talk.
my Avengers tweet.
On your Avengers tweet, yeah, because there was no muted word probably because there was no Avengers movie out.
Is
So-
it an attention thing, or is
Yes.
it deeper than that?
It's
Attention.
Okay.
It's I don't know what leads people to go. Yeah, I got them.
Yeah.
But do you think that that's what they're doing, Mark? Do you think that's their face, like ha ha ha, or do you think
No.
they're sitting there crying with like masturbating with a box of tissues, and they're just sitting there like
Could be a combination
I
of
just
both.
don't know the Avengers.
It's sort of like watching JTE drive. Like there's
Right.
so many different things going on whilst they're typing these spoilers. One, they think they're smart and this is like a thing. Two, they think it's really funny because we can do it. Three, they are a maniacal kind of group of jerks. And
Yeah.
four, it's showing full well that they like. Look at me. I'm going to go against the rules. I'm a rule breaker. Everybody said I couldn't do it, but I'm going to do it. And
Okay.
just go F yourself.
Yeah.
You know when this will come full circle, I swear. You
Okay.
know when you think you invent something and then you find out it already exists?
Oh, yeah.
Like how I thought I invented 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, and then I went to CVS and it was already there.
How old were you?
7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I was sure, like, I knew I had the product for
Hadn't seen a
lifetime.
Pert Plus commercial yet?
No.
But when you say invented, when you thought, did you just think it and then go, oh? And
No,
then
like I took the 2 bottles, I put them together.
you did a science experiment.
Yeah,
I like
did a
this.
science
Okay.
experiment.
Smart.
But I had one of those things last night where I was sitting in my room and I'm like, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I'm thinking about all the pieces of my life. I'm like, this is so brilliant. And so I tweeted out, and everybody wrote back to me, Jurassic Park?
Wow.
I wish Perry Nemiroff were in here to just
and then I was
call
like,
you out on it.
oh,
yeah.
right. That's
Right.
where that came.
That's
oh,
a good line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's that.
Just
So-
because you can doesn't mean you should.
Now,
So-
there's going to be dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour?
Dinosaur tour?
Yeah, something
So
like that.
that brings me back to the spoilers. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And we
Correct.
learned that from both the original Roxy Stryer and Jurassic Park, which we know came out before
Yes.
the second Land Before Time.
Yes, correct. In between Land Before Time 1 and Land Before Time 2, dinos be going dino.
In 1993,
Right. Yeah.
everybody commented, Roxy couldn't possibly be that dumb that she didn't know what they were talking about. Well,
Well,
Well, there you go. That's why the chat is turned off.
What
If
do
you
you-
want to jump in and chat with us, I will check the official Collider Live Facebook page. Go there because everybody's very respectful. I don't
And-
think you're going to be spoiling it there because we will boot you the F out.
I was going to say there's an Avengers in there.
There's an
that
Avengers.
are booting people from doing any kind of spoiler
Yeah.
on the Facebook page because. So, I'll say this: we're walking out of the movie yesterday, and Roxy said, "I have to go to the bathroom." Right,
Okay.
her phone was dead, and so I walk out with Cameron Rice, and we're kind of like talking brief. I was just going like, "Did you like it? You know, what'd you think?" And then poor Roxy comes out, and I was like, "We'll be right outside the theater." But there were so many people crowded around the front entrance that we just walked like a couple steps to the right. And poor Roxy looks out. She looks down at her dead phone, and I can see her kind of looking up to the sky like,
panicked.
"Blarg, where did they go?"
Because I'm not
Mother of
good.
dragons.
I'm not good at not panicking immediately for things like this.
I understand.
The second I walk out and I don't see them, here's what happens in my mind. It all takes place in 1
Yes.
second.
Yes.
It's I have no phone. I have no way to communicate with them. I'm going to be stuck on this lot. They're going to think that I'm trying to leak something. I'm going to be taken to Disney prison. I'm going to miss my next job.
Ooh.
How will I get out of here? I can't call an Uber.
This is a deep rabbit hole you're going
Oh,
into.
it was so deep. And then finally I hear Josh, did you whistle?
I have this like, it's not a loud whistle. It's like a very loud inside
kinda do
whistle.
it to the
so
side?
It's like
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me. That's what Tom does when he's trying to get Erica
Yeah.
from across the room. He goes,
Oh, yeah.
"No, I can't even do it. It's like that."
So Roxy's walking out and going like, and it was like louder at the time. And then I was like, Roxy.
And I finally.
And she finally turned, and the look on her face was legit kind of like when you got that bike on Christmas, she was like, "Oh, thank God, they're still here." Like thinking that Cam
thought
and
I
I
lost
were
you.
going to leave. Yeah, right?
Oh my God, that's
Well, 'cause
yeah.
I was thinking, all right, maybe they thought I know other people here. I'd get a ride back with somebody else. I don't know why. I can't stop my mind from. Trust me, I have years of
gonna
therapy.
be right back.
But I don't know
Oh,
why.
bye, Josh.
See
Okay.
ya. You think
Well,
he had to pee?
we lost. Yeah, I think he had to pee.
Should
He
we
got a
whistle to get him back here? He might not know. Josh,
So
it's
Josh
okay.
McCouga, everybody
We'll
follow
wait
at
for
Josh
you.
McCouga on what the hell?
We waited for you though. I want you to know you came back from the bathroom and we were still here.
Oh,
I was just saying that. Yeah,
I
go
just wanna-
follow you at Josh McCouga,
Oh,
and
thanks, man.
we'll see you next time.
legitimately follow me on a geotag as I ran through the office. No, somebody let my buddy in, and he'll be on in a little bit. You
He's
guys,
here.
Yeah, he's here.
good.
You guys don't
JTE?
know. JTE.
JTE made it.
JTE's trying to park in the parking deck across the street, and he's struggling mightily. But here's the part. So we're pulling into the parking garage, right? And listen, there are a lot of bad drivers everywhere. But sometimes when you're in a hurry for somewhere, the bad drivers really become glaringly obvious.
Oh yes,
Okay?
I know exactly what you mean.
And then we're going to tell the story about the security line because we were all cracking up about the situation.
This new Avengers Endgame screening protocol thing
Yes.
was really weird.
Very weird.
It was interesting to say the least. But continue.
So the guy at the booth, like the security booth, to tell us where to park, he's like, "Get in the left lane there, and it's just going to go around." And there's just some guy parked in the middle of everybody trying to get around him, just texting, just looking on his phone.
He's just
texting.
He's stopped.
He stopped. Not even near, like, where people are trying to turn around, so everybody's kind of like getting jammed one way.
No
coming
hazards
around
on.
Nothing.
Didn't look like he was texting, where do I go? It just looked like he was sitting there smiling.
Like, waiting for
He
my
was
buddy
tweeting
Derek.
his reaction, wasn't he? He's
No.
like, Avengers
I don't-
Endgame is the most epic thing I've ever seen.
Totally.
I don't even think so. I think that he was just oblivious.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knew that Avengers was screening on the lot that day.
No.
No, he was just there.
Yep.
Chilling.
He
That's
was
awesome.
So we park, we watch JTE park. We
Which is
walk
fun.
up. We see a bunch of the Screen Junkies people in their cars, and we're like, "Hey, everybody!" And everybody's hustling out. Then we get to the exit of the parking garage, and the guy's like, "You have to go there to get your wristbands." Okay, so. Christian Harloff didn't put my name in there, so I was just Christian Harloff's +1. And he's like, "You have to go talk to security guy to make sure you're not on a watch list." And I was like, I am TSA pre-check, but I'll go and
Watch
talk.
list?
Yeah, so
Yeah. Disney's
when you get the screening invites, you get a +1. You're supposed
Right.
to email back the name.
The name, yeah. I've been doing that, yeah.
Christian didn't know whether he was going or not, so I don't think he emailed Josh's name.
Sure.
So when Josh got there, they had to make sure that because Josh's name hasn't been cleared, they need to make sure that he's okay to be on the lot.
Right. So they do a background check.
yeah.
They check your social,
His
give your
social
social,
security, yeah.
social security. Yeah.
So weirdly enough, my really good friend's wife works security for Disney, like international security, international terrorist things. Like she goes to parks and makes sure they're secure.
Wow.
She goes to studios around the country, goes to shoots around the world to make sure that there are no terrorist threats or that they are armed for a terrorist threat. How crazy is that job?
Yeah.
Side story.
Yeah.
One time when I was 20.
Correct. Thanks. Thanks,
When I was
Cody.
22, I was at the top of the Disney lot in Disney theme park parking structure, and I was drinking booze. All my friends, we were in the car and we were drinking booze because it's really expensive inside California Adventure. And you
Totally.
can't even get inside Disney.
Very
so
true.
we had all these nips with us and we're drinking them.
Sounds like me in the
And
concert. That's a tailgate.
I'm
You're
gonna
tailgating
say
for Disney.
6 SWAT cars come pulling up on us like we were doing something. It was unbelievable.
Telling you,
I
there's
was sitting
security
your
there.
friend, him pulling up on us, came all at once, surrounded us in so that we could not leave.
Oh
Came
my God.
Banging on the door, banging on the door. I rolled down the window and I was like, "There, get out of the car! Everybody, get out of the car!" We all get out of the car. I was,
How have I never heard this story before?
having some fun,
You guys got a joint, man? Do you like
Totally. And
Corey
like,
if you do?
and we were gonna be there for 13 hours. Not like we were drinking and leave. Like we
Yeah.
were all going into a park, and they were
Sure.
like, license. We looked probably pretty young at the time. Maybe they thought we were underage drinking, or maybe they just
You
didn't
need
want us
SWAT
to.
for underage
It was
drinking?
unreal. They were. I don't know. It was
Like Disney SWAT or like actual SWAT?
Disney SWAT.
Oh, okay.
Disney SWAT.
Do you remember I was
D-SWAT?
D SWAT.
I was talking
But they
to
were intense. Sirens, like they like
Show
roped
us-
it off.
Show us the Disney SWAT.
It's the SWAT theme song.
Oh.
Oh, I like this. So, do you remember Josh? It was
What if
back in
stormtroopers
like,
came?
oh, that'd be
But
badass.
anyway, when I was talking to them, they were like, "You don't understand how many threats we get into the park. We have to take each one of these very seriously."
So the fact that you guys didn't get out of the car,
get
but
out
you were
of the car,
sitting
we were
there?
there for like 25
I
minutes.
get it.
And they
And I
saw
would-
us doing things with our hands, which
Yeah.
was undoing
Drinking.
bottles,
Yeah.
but whatever. They didn't know what we were doing on the cameras, so they.
Well, do you remember that in back in phase whatever? But we were in Toad Hop, and we had that guy that did the independent movie about Disneyland, and and I can't remember the title.
Escape from Tomorrow.
Thank you,
Nice
Escape
work,
from
Cody.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
And he was talking about the story about how he goes in there and they're doing like filming, right? But it's
Yeah.
like, but they're pretending that they're like taking like home movies and stuff, but they're actually filming a movie. And then they picked up on it, and somebody followed him, and they asked, like they approached him and said, "Hey, why are those people filming?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know." Goes into the bathroom, takes off the mic, takes off everything. Do you remember this story? I don't know if you were there.
No.
Ken and I talked about it last night because we ran into each other at Endgame.
Okay.
So then he runs out, and the whole crew is getting out, and they go in the van, and as they're driving off, like the gardeners in the front of Disneyland, like look up and like, yeah, they're gone. It's like Disney has eyes everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a
Everywhere.
Vegas casino, but
Yeah.
parking,
They,
everything.
And they really were, and that's what I felt like in the line yesterday. Because you noticed the two different
Yes.
wristbands.
Yeah, red and yellow. Yellow, you had to put your phone away. Red, you could keep your phone
Now
away.
we're
Yeah.
talking about the screening again.
Now
yeah.
we're talking the screening again because I felt like then they moved our line over to a side. Then it was like it felt very monitored. And
Yeah, oh, yeah.
that's why that came up because I was like, what is going?
Well,
because everything was so like you have to go check in here, you have to park here, then you have to walk. We're going to take you over in a group. I'm like, why? I know where it
Escorted, yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It is over there. And I didn't understand that, but then again, it's Avengers Endgame. So it makes sense.
Well, so we the guys like, yeah, you got to go over there and make sure that you're not on a watch list, whatever. So there's a guy, and Roxy, you may have listened to this situation better than I did, but I felt terrible for this guy. I don't think he was trying to get
Okay.
into Avengers.
So, no. So there's an Italian Disney movie coming out called Solaris.
Cody?
Maybe we can. I'm sorry. I'm not being very.
Guys in
Disney
the booth
Italia.
today, you're crushing.
Yeah, thanks,
like
Mark.
like in the corner of my eye, just they're always on something. They pulled up the parking thing.
Just
It's like,
wait till we tell you the spoiler in
So-
Avengers
Cars 2.
Endgame.
Cars
A bunch
2.
of Aquaman shows up.
So they're doing a screening at. So our screening was at 1:00.
Mm-hmm.
His screening was at 12:30, and he is the composer of the movie.
Of the movie.
And he is not on a list. And he is showing them their information. Like, look, this is my confirmation. This is my point of contact. This is the map. This is how I know what theater's at. And they're like, sorry, sir, you're not on the list. He's like, it's my movie screening. I worked on the movie. It's over there. But also, he's got a thick accent too. There, he's like,
he's Italian, yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go to the lot, like that.
Goes just like that.
So
Sounded perfect, yeah.
clearly
And the
did
poor-
him proud.
I felt bad. The security guard was just trying to do his job, and I understand all of that kind of situation. And it's not the security guard's fault, but his hand was shaking like me after a weekend in Vegas.
Oh,
like,
boy.
And he was trying to get our wristbands on, and he was like trying to put it on. I was like, dude,
Oh, he
calm
was
down. It's
shaking.
fine. Like you'll be fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And he. And finally the dude had to be pushed aside because the line was backing up and the Avengers Endgame thing was starting in 30 minutes. And I'm getting peppered with texts from Christian like, hey, save us a seat. Text Roxy, save us a seat. Save 3 seats. I'm like, yeah, hold on, there's a security thing. And then he kind of is like, what's the security thing? I was like, don't worry about it. Yada, yada, yada. We'll get it. And so I'm like trying to manage 3 separate things, but also hoping I'm not on some kind of a watch list and I actually make it into Endgame.
yeah, no, it was crazy. Like the lengths they were going to. We've been to a lot of screenings
Yeah.
at Disney. This one by far was the most like. Still,
Well,
did
it
you
is
have to
Endgame.
do it this way? Yes.
More
and I
importantly
get
than
it.
that, what Cody has just proved to me by doing a quick Command F search is that this guy made up a movie.
We do have the movie Penguins, which was composed by Harry Gregson Williams, who is English.
No, we're looking
And
for
Henry
Italian
Gregson Williams,
composer.
yeah, he did Narnia.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
You're asking the
Chronicles
wrong.
of Josh,
Mark?
scores and soundtracks. You ready?
Steve Perry Journey.
Steve Perry Journey.
That
That's
really
it.
started with an S.
Wait,
I
did my
can't
match
believe it.
with did my match
Wow.
with Roca and his in the Founding Fathers?
Founding Fathers.
That launched, I think, yesterday
it?
or the day before. And there is a question in there where it's soundtracks are composed, and I'm just like tossing in between both, and then I'm
Nice.
handed.
Were you
handed-
between Zimmer and Williams?
No, I was in between James Horner and Hans Zimmer, and I
I knew one of them would be in
yeah, one of them would be there, and I picked the wrong one.
Well,
Yeah.
when in doubt, just go with Hans Zimmer.
Yeah,
Because what
that's
I've
what I
learned,
did.
that's what I've learned in scores and soundtracks. He composes pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Just like random movies. He just like, what? He did that. It's
It'd be
just,
interesting to.
Is he like the Samuel L. Jackson of composers?
He
just
pretty much is.
Got it.
It'd be interesting to ask. I always butcher this. Skalisky.
Yeah.
Skulisky. Yeah.
What percentage of the answers are Hans Zimmer? How many questions?
I
is that
think that's
percentage?
giving away the schmodown.
We should ask Frank Janish.
Yeah,
He's
the numbers.
Frankie Numbers.
Frankie numbers.
Frankie
He would just go. Actually, about 24% of the time.
Do you
got,
think
like-
it could be that high?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think
10?
it could be as high as 10%?
10. I mean, how many composers are out there? You got Hans Zimmer. I'm just saying, like, famous ones that I would know the names
Well, the
of.
guy that we met yesterday.
That's a good question.
Enrico Palazzo.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Italian. I can make fun of Italians. That's my only
Enrico
group I'm allowed to
Palazzo.
make fun of.
Okay.
Okay.
Look, they found him.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, Enrico Palazzo. There he
Yeah.
is. That's That's not the Empire. That's Enrico Palazzo.
Hey,
That's
it's
where I thought you were
Enrico
going. This is a
Palazzo.
Naked Gun reference, and I'm appreciative of it.
Are we sure it's not Randy Newman who's composing Toy Story 4 coming
Randy
out this
Newman?
year?
Could,
We
could
sure?
have been. Could have
Small
been.
people got the most offensive song of all time that people still sing for some reason.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard "Small
Song
People"
of the
by
South?
Randy Newman? Have you ever heard that song? He's just making fun of midgets, little people, dwarves,
Wait,
whatever you want to call them.
really?
Yes.
In what movie?
It's just a song of his. Look,
Short people.
Short people. And it's like short people got no reason to live is one of the lyrics in it. It's
Can we
brutal.
listen to it?
We've taken a right turn here on the show, and I'm gonna go with it. Why not?
It does feel more like
Oh, no, short people got nobody to love. That's my bad on that one.
Nobody to love. That's really short people. I'm
kinda
short.
short.
I'm short, and I got somebody to love.
Hey, can
I'll
we
do it, Randy. Can you blow it up a little bit more, Cody?
can we talk about short people for a second though? Because
Yeah,
I do
sure.
I do have a comment on this.
Okay.
So listen to Afterthoughts, guys.
Oh no.
And I will say.
Oh wait,
well, I have-
wait a minute.
I have
This is
so
a
many-
like we better do this first and then that because
Well,
that's
no,
a bigger
I have
conversation.
so many more issues on it, but just pausing. Ryan Snelling thinks he's taller than Josh McCouga.
Yeah. I think in there he said he was taller than me.
He called you a short person.
Yep.
Yeah, I listened to
I
it.
am very short, so I don't understand. But to me, Josh is tall.
Here,
is that not
no,
true?
Josh
it says
is
it
tall.
right there. Look up top. Short people got no reason to live. That's just rude.
Randy Newman.
Randy Newman.
How tall is Randy Newman for him to make this horrible
Is it better
statement
if he's
on short
short?
people?
Randy Newman is 6
See,
feet.
Oh,
6
fuck
foot.
you.
Say it for us all, Cody. Exactly.
See, I was
Randy
thinking he
Newman.
was short.
Itty
and
bit of
he'd be
fingers,
okay.
itty bit
He's
of
like,
eyes, itty bit of
I'm
nose,
6
itty
foot.
bit of toes. That's how
And so
Randy Newman
everybody,
sounds.
he looks down on people literally and goes, "You have no reason to live."
Wait, did we
Just 'cause
decide
you
we can't
crossed the
listen?
magical 6-foot mark.
Oh,
good for you, Randy.
Good for you, Randy.
Good for you. Wait, Cody, just play like the beginning of Short People if you can. I think we can listen to it just real quick.
If we get a copyright based on the short,
Short
people, that will be a real
You know
kick in
Randy
the
Newman's
short butt.
people are out there trying to just,
They're like Disney. They watch us.
they'll stymie us if they can.
Yeah.
2 million views.
Yeah, it's cause
It's a barn burner of a song.
it really is. It's not. But here's the okay. So Randy Newman has what, like 3 or 4 like theme songs, kind of a thing. Like you've got
vision is to change the course of Western music.
With short people?
I haven't liked the way it's been going, so I decided I'd make another record. Can I give all these people
No
a
way.
finger?
oh wow,
Oh.
Randy Newman is a dick.
Are we ready?
Wow, who knew
Don't
this?
have a friend in me, Randy.
You got a friend in me.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was really good.
What?
a friend in me.
Yeah.
Both of you guys.
Here we go.
do.
Dude, Randy Newman is getting real stressed out. singing this shit.
me.
I'm stressed out right now. Apparently, I have no reason to live.
Correct.
He does have such a distinct sound, though,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Wouldn't it be terrible?
What is this? This is like the
This-
Wait, what did
making
he
of
just say?
short.
Wait,
This
what
is
did he
like
just say? Wouldn't it be terrible if what? Go back, Cody. What did he say? What did he say?
Wouldn't it be terrible? My mother and father died.
Wouldn't it be terrible if my mother and father died?
Yeah, are they short? I don't think 2 very short people could make a.
Guess that would be terrible, Randy.
Yeah.
Astute observation.
If this doesn't go into it, then we
quit.
We quit.
Is he
'Cause it's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Cut.
Okay. We're
All
done.
right, you know what, Randy
he
Newman?
stoned?
Yeah, I can't. I want to get back to first off. Let's.
Here we go.
What is he doing?
What is it?
Just
what,
go to the middle of the song there,
what
Cody,
is
please,
it?
if you don't
What's
mind.
he say?
We're a minute 30 in and nothing's happened.
Telling great big lies. They got little nose, tiny little teeth. They wear
I mean, shorter people don't have little teeth.
feet. Well, I
Well, he's 6 foot, so he's like a giant, and so everything looks small to
Don't
him.
want no short people.
What?
don't want no short people around here.
You think he's talking about emotionally short?
I don't know. I like
What
either
kind of
people that.
metaphor is he saying here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
is he
that's what
talking
I'm
about
trying to
people
figure
that
out,
don't say
Cody.
enough words, or like short, like they cut their things, or?
But why do they
or
have
he's talking
small
about
toes?
Little people. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand why Randy Newman decided to attack short people. I've never
What's
met.
the likes up, thumbs up to thumbs down ratio?
It's more likes than dislikes.
A lot of tall
A
people.
lot
A
of
lot
tall
of
people.
tall people.
I'm gonna
Our
admit, guys,
shortest.
I think we've run this to the ground.
You want to move forward. You want to move on.
Yeah, I don't want to pull a Christian. Like change it, but it's like, yeah,
We're
I want
ready
to.
to
I
move
want to say
forward.
something.
Sure,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Real quick, I do want to point out though that Cobra Kai season 2
Yes.
did drop finally yesterday.
Last night.
And
the news
we
out.
have a spoiler review up right now on Collider
All
Video.
spoilers. So if you didn't watch it yet, we do spoil a decent amount of stuff. So
Yeah.
watch it if you want to see the spoilers. If
It's
not,
10
hold on.
episodes?
10 episodes.
10
binge it.
episodes. Me, Josh, and Christian, we go into it. Little TV talk action coming at you because spoilers. We
Tease
liked
us
it.
a little
We
bit.
loved
Oh,
it.
okay.
We
So
liked it.
I'm on episode 6. Do
Yeah.
you feel like this is
Episode
a...
6 is the best episode of the
Episode
season.
6 is the
Oh,
best.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the back half is better than the front half or vice versa? I'm loving it so far.
I mean, I think it's just like season 1, evenly paced all the way through.
great.
Really
Yeah,
well
across
done.
the board is great.
That's great.
So
Cool.
if you want to check that out, watch it first, of course, and then go there and you can get our spoiler thoughts. But let's also go into some news because there's a lot out there.
We're done with the nonsense.
Yeah, we're done with
Yeah,
the
no
nonsense,
more
right?
nonsense.
It's 10:30.
Guys, no more nonsense.
That's enough.
Okay?
We've had enough. It's over.
Too many
hold on.
short people and nonsense
News
things.
and or nonsense. So we did the or
Okay.
nonsense.
Yeah,
we got
okay.
that.
So now we're-
Check mark.
I just got a text. I just got a text from
Christian.
from Randy Newman.
No.
He's
And he's not
And-
happy.
No.
Is Randy Newman friends with Danish Christian Harloff?
I believe we are not very good friends.
Because how tall are you, Danish Christian Harloff?
Danish Christian Harloff is close to 6'5".
Oh, well, that's
he's
pretty.
speaking third
That's
person
tall.
Yeah, well, my father was 6'6", my mother was 6'1", so I right in the middle. And so most people in Denmark are very tall. We're very blonde, we're very tall, and we're very good looking.
This is correct.
Now listen, there aren't many short people in Denmark, and if you're from Denmark, you can call me and be like, hello, I'm 5'8". That's very short here in our country.
It's about a medium height.
I also just watched the movie The Prince and Me with Julia Stiles. It's about our prince that she meets at the University of Wisconsin.
Wow.
It's a lovely movie.
That's a big
It's a
pull.
lovely movie.
Yeah.
But so I don't have any problems with the short people because they have never really offended me or my family.
No,
Have you
short
never met
people
them?
in
Yes.
my line of work, they're very nice.
And everybody knows this that Stein Bromson is 6'1", so she's not short either.
Everybody does know that. That is
Yes,
true.
correct. It's Stein Bromson fan page on MySpace, very popular in Denmark.
That's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Well, Danish Christian Harloff, why don't you stick around? Why don't you read some news and
okay.
tell us what's out there in the world of movie news
This is such an honor.
And or nonsense.
and or nonsense.
This is such
you
an
can,
honor.
You can. It's good to have you here.
Oh, listen, Mark. I very much appreciate you.
Yeah.
And
He knows your name.
I'm so
I'm
impressed.
a very big fan of the show. I'm a very big fan of Miss Roxanne Stryer.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
My favorite person who works on the show is the mixture of Cody and Alex. I like to call them Col-Alex.
Oh, we call them chips.
Yeah. I see. In Denmark, chips are very different from chips here in America.
potatoes.
Chips in Denmark are French fries covered in chocolate.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
It's very good. It's hard to eat them. You have to wait for them to cool down, and then it just becomes a gibbly gob of goo of chocolate and French
And you
fries.
can like crack it off and
Yes,
eat
correct.
it like an apple.
Yep.
Nutritious
My favorite
too.
thing about the chat being off is that I imagine somebody jumping in right then and going, I can't believe this guy. Oh my God, where's the chat? I can't tell. You know what? I'm going to Twitter.
In Denmark, we only
Yes.
say positive things on the chats, like "I love your mother," "I love your father," "I love each other," "I can't wait for the Avengers Endgame
I
to see
gotta
who
say-
succeeds in love."
I don't know. If somebody's going in the chat saying that they love my parents, I'm not taking that in a positive way either.
Well,
it's a little much.
Listen, as
In the live chat, is like, I love my mom. If that would get everybody going, huh?
No, I love my mom. It's fine, but I love your mom. It's a little much.
Well,
back
what if
off.
they grew up together and, it's like friends and it's like kind of like she's like an aunt.
Just don't
recently.
mention our parents.
in Denmark,
Just
everybody
don't.
is friend.
Yeah.
They are all friend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Everybody is
No.
friend with
Every,
one another.
all the people.
Yes.
Short and tall.
And
does
they're-
not matter.
And they're not that short there. In
No.
No,
Denmark.
of course not.
general.
Well, you have to be tall enough to deal with the very high altitude. So,
Right.
And the winds. It's very windy.
At risk of, at risk of getting this really off the rails, why do you have to be tall to deal with the high altitude?
Well, so there is. Sorry.
Just curious.
There is a scientific term.
There's science behind this,
yes.
so please continue.
There is a scientific term in Denmark that we call Anhovenschlof.
Unhovenschlock. I think I've heard of that before.
Yes, and in Denmark, is what happens is the shorter you are as a quick as the wind is below. But if
right.
you are taller, your face and body is able to deal with the stronger winds.
That
Right.
happens to me as a short person all the time.
See, you
Wind
get-
shear.
Yeah.
So you're
Yes.
just walking right through it.
Which
Correct.
is altitude if you multiply it by distance and speed of wind.
See,
Right.
This is why I watch Collider
in the
Live.
square
Yeah,
root
with the
of
square- you're right.
5. Yeah.
Well, listen, because Roxanne Stryer, she's a USC graduate.
Yeah, fight on.
Her parents, and so are you, Mark.
Oh,
Riley.
yes, of course.
Your parents did not pay for you to attend the school, much unlike
No, they just bribed the officials.
our favorite aunt in Denmark, Miss Aunt Becky.
Oh yeah. we
But
did
so listen, Roxy and I don't know sure if you know this, but in Denmark, physics very popular. It's a very popular science. We have many famous physicians.
I did not know
I mean,
that.
physicists. I apologize. We also have many famous physicians.
You
but
didn't know?
No, I didn't.
I knew
in
that.
Denmark, we have many of the world's most famous physicists. Of course, you have Handel von Schiesk.
Von Schiesk.
And you've got, one of the greatest female physicists in the world, Laura Vondelhoffel.
And go back. Who was the first one again?
I can't say his name twice because he's kind of like Beetlejuice. I can say it twice.
Say
He
twice.
shall appear.
He appears and builds a super
That was
collider.
rude of me to ask. I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's okay, Roxanne. Nobody is perfect here. So.
Well, Danish Christian Harloff.
Oh,
the news.
Yeah,
this
the
is
There's so
very-
much breaking news.
This is very much large honor for Danish
Yes,
Christian Harloff.
just
so-
go for it, man.
So apparently, according to many websites and the internet, the box office preview, Avengers Endgame is going to could have a record 850 to 900 million Danish kroner.
Is that similar to the
Global
dollar?
value. It's the same currency.
Okay.
That's
we actually
amazing.
operate on the euro, but 900, perhaps $900 million globally. And that includes rubles. It includes whatever currencies they use in China, the yen, perhaps in Japan. You've got the euro,
shekels.
the pound, or the quid, as they say on many popular British shows.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. People were talking about, is this going to be the first one to break $1 billion? Do we think
Opening
that there
weekend.
is no shot? Opening weekend, of
Right,
course.
right.
No shot that we're seeing that?
No, I think there's a shot.
You
I
think
think
there's a
because
shot?
it's opening day in whatever they call it. It's actually opening the same day in China, which I think pulled in like over 200 million opening weekend. So this thing can, let's bring up the article. By the way, thank you very much, Danish Christian
Yeah,
Harloff,
thank you.
for
For having
reading the
me, I
news.
should be outside doing push-ups with small.
Please go do some
Oh.
some push-ups with some short people. Give them some love because short people do need love.
They do. As your Randy Newman would say, they have no reason to live. But I disagree. I think they have many
I
reasons
disagree
to live.
too.
I disagree as well.
Yes,
It's really
so
beautiful of you.
This is coming from The Hollywood Reporter, and they're saying that it's going to shatter records. Projected global launch of 850 to 900 million, if not more. If not more, my God.
What is the current record?
I
Do we
don't know
know?
worldwide.
Cody?
I don't know what worldwide is, but domestic, it's 257, and that's by Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, I'm curious worldwide because
Do you guys want to put a number on it? I'd like to put a number
I want to
on
put
it.
a number on it because I'm
See who's
wondering, and
close
I
enough.
want to ask the question out there, and everybody put it on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Can this hit 300 million domestic opening weekend? I have this feeling
if it hits
it's going to get very, very close.
I think 289.
If
yeah,
it hits
I could go with that.
300, do you think that it goes 900 internationally?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
do you think it goes $1 billion internationally?
I think 900. I mean,
Okay.
$1 billion is. How is that possible? I'm trying to
Okay,
look
so
at this.
Infinity
We don't have
War-
somebody that can read and.
Infinity War worldwide opening was 640. So this would
Wow.
have to make 360 million more opening weekend.
That's why
Okay.
I'm saying I think my number is going to be closer to like 885.
885.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
Like closing in on 200, but not or 900 and not quite there.
I think we don't hit $1 billion, but I do think we hit 921.
Whoa.
921.
My original
Yeah.
thought was 923, but then I jumped below 900.
Here's the caveat that they're saying, and I agree with this, but then there's another news story that we can talk about. They're saying the only caveat is 3 hours. It's like a
people can't
3-hour
possibly
movie. So
see
there's
it
not that.
twice.
So the theaters can't put all the showings as many.
However,
However-
there are tons of theaters that are staying open 24/7, such as AMC's right now.
AMC, They're going to keep locations open 72 hours straight. So you can go see Avengers Endgame at AMC, and I bet other theaters are doing this, all night. Just
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning. You want a showing? There it is.
Josh?
I wasn't going to say this on the air.
Yo, shush.
I wasn't going to say it. It's not a spoiler or anything like that.
Okay.
No, I've said it on the show before. I fall asleep in movies.
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter. I usually zonk out
I
for
wasn't
about
going to tell him.
8 to 10 minutes.
He told me.
But I fell asleep during Endgame yesterday.
Which I've seen the movie now.
When I woke up.
I don't understand.
When I woke up.
It was a
Can you
very
describe it?
Yeah, it was a very casual nod off. So we're sitting there, and I really am focused on the screen most of the time, but I'm sitting in between Josh and Cam, who are two close friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to see their reactions. So
I
at
love
one
that.
point, I look over, something big happened. I don't think that's a spoiler. There's a lot of big things that happen. Something pretty big happened. So I look over to Cam, and he's smiling ear to ear. And then I look over to Josh. And I didn't know what was happening because it looked like something was wrong. His chin was to his chest, and it looked
French
like
toast, please.
it looked like he wasn't okay. So I wanted to check on him. I don't know what I thought was going on, but so I kind of like look at him and I don't know, push his shoulder a little, like nudge him a little bit, and he whips his head up and back. And now I see he's passed out.
Yeah.
And now he's, instead of falling asleep forward, now he's falling asleep backwards. And so I was like, huh. So I turn over to Cam and I elbow Cam and I point over at Josh. Cam loses it.
amazing.
And then finally, every like couple minutes I look over. But I think it was only about 12 minutes he was out
thought
for.
she was, and so I lean over to her when I finally wake back up, and there's a pretty big thing happening, and I turn and I goes, "What I miss?" She goes, "I'll tell you after the movie." And then, so I told her when I fell asleep.
Everybody can guess this. It's pretty complicated. The movie's there's a lot of characters.
There's stuff.
Yeah,
there's stuff that goes on.
So
Yeah.
I didn't even know how. I wanted
A lot
to help
of
him.
moving parts.
I did want to help him, but I didn't even know
You
how to.
can't do this in the movie, and Julie did this to me last night, and it drives me crazy. Like something,
on?
yes, something happens, right? I won't even say big or whatever. It's just something happens. And then people, and there are reactions, and then like, when there's like a great laugh, and like people laugh, and then you have to like, get there and get back in it. It's
you
like
gotta
same
hear
with
what they're
action.
saying.
You got to keep going with it.
Totally.
And she's like, so what does that mean? It was like something that had to do, just whatever. And I'm just like, so it happened. So what that's good. And she's like, huh? And then I'm like, and she's like, what? And I'm like, I can't. It's like, stop it. It drives
he
me
wasn't
bonkers.
like that. I said, I'll explain after. And then we were done.
And
here's the
did
thing,
you listen? Did you go, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I did that last night. I go, I'll explain after. And this is what my fiance did. She went, it just looked at me with daggers. And I was like, I can't.
He understood. And I think he asked me as more of a joke, too, because he knew there's no way.
I fell asleep.
He did say, how long was I out for?
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know, man.
But so after the movie, I was like, so I fell asleep here and I fell asleep here. And she's like, did you see this? I was like, I think. Did you see this? Yes. Did you see this? Yeah. She's like, well, how long did you fall asleep? I was like, I don't know. It feels like I just fell asleep for this part.
Yeah.
And so I didn't miss enough where I was confused. There was definitely parts where I was like, and I get it.
Yeah.
But I got back to it.
Yeah.
I found my way back. Because I feel like I fell asleep at a very opportune moment.
There were worse parts he could have fallen asleep for that would have made it much more confusing.
yeah.
So
this is something that you don't want to miss a single second,
no,
obviously.
I couldn't pee. I couldn't, but I did the Ellis. I went to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I
came
waited.
back, and then I went to the bathroom again before the movie started. So I did the double pee.
That's a good one.
It was a good one.
Everybody did that, yeah. And depending on your bladder, depending on your enjoyment of the movie, I didn't even notice it was 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I really
No, the movie
didn't.
definitely did not feel like 3
The movie
hours.
started to end, and I went, please don't end.
All I was thinking the whole time was, this is the last time I'm seeing one of these for the first time.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
go anywhere.
That feeling that you're like, I can't believe I'm watching this. But we'll do a full Avengers recap because we have some more news I want to
So wait,
get
Riley,
to.
what do you think? I gave 885. You gave 921.
I'm gonna go 905 global, and I'm gonna say 292 opening weekend domestic.
And if I had to guess, Christian would probably say this. He can't be sure if this would win an Emmy.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't know if
let's
it's going to
write
win an
it out
Emmy
there.
or an Oscar.
Oh,
Yeah.
He does not know.
If this doesn't win an Oscar for like sound effects or
Special effects or something.
editing, I'd be sure.
I'd
Do you
be
guys think
shocked
that
too.
any of the actors could be nominated?
No.
I'm not. No spoilers on who, but do you think any of them could be nominated?
Nah.
Nah.
It won't. It won't.
There is a particular performance that I was blown away by.
Yeah.
That's spoiler.
Warn you ahead of time.
Yeah.
Just
That
warning
is
you.
not a spoiler.
I know.
I wasn't
it's
even
a
gonna go.
joke.
I wasn't even gonna go there, Cody. I was just saying that
There was one.
I love. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Because there is a new Aladdin TV spot
my
that
God.
came out, and this is my favorite thing. So the Aladdin
Oh, so
TV
this was a
spot.
TV spot.
It's a TV spot because we're getting close to the debut of this thing.
When's this thing come out?
May, and I don't know exactly the date. Let me find out.
Like, you know me, I like to if there's a certain movie I definitely want to see, because I'm not part of the cool crowd that gets into screenings, right? And that's totally fine. I'm not gonna go out and tweet like, oh man, I didn't get invited to the premiere. What a boat! Like, I don't care.
Do some
Right.
people do that?
Yes.
Bummer.
So, and I don't get invited to screenings. I will come to one of you guys and be like, hey, if you have a +1, I'd like to go see this movie, which
Right.
is what I told Christian for Creed 2.
Cody, keep that in mind.
Didn't go.
Yeah.
I came to Christian. I was like, "Who has a +1 for Avengers: Infinity War?" I got one. Whatever. I approached, the people that I know and love, and wanted to get that. Okay.
Right.
There are other movies where I just don't care about getting the screening invite. Like, I really couldn't care less for people like, "Hey, do you want to be my +1?" No. And no offense to anything, Aladdin is one of those movies where and I will say this. It's all because of one instance in my life where I was at a wedding and the couple sang A Whole New World together. My brother and I both said, we should leave. It was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen in my life and has ruined that
Did
song
you
for me
officiate
forever.
that wedding?
I did not.
Okay. So you could leave.
So I could, yeah. And
Because if you officiate a wedding and then you leave, rough.
rough look. Real rough.
Ooh, they don't think they're gonna last.
The even funnier look is when a mom or an aunt or a kid comes up and be like, "The priest is drunk." I'm not a priest. I'm just a licensed online minister.
Or own that.
Or just own it.
Yes, the priest
the
is.
funniest thing.
And
I
the
know.
Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
The
Strong.
priest is
Knowing
really
you-
grinding on a bridesmaid. I'm like, yeah, get it.
Knowing you, knowing Ken,
Yes.
who's the same, and knowing my friend Lisa Gottman,
Yeah.
who's going to be my officiant.
I did it as well for my brother and sister.
Yeah.
And you, now knowing you,
Yeah.
I could picture that
My
the priest is
sister-in-law,
getting
not my
drunk.
brother. To my.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah,
That's great.
We got it. We got it.
Would it shock you to know
Incest.
that in high school, my high school girlfriend and I would sing that song in the car
Oh, my God.
together? I know, it was pretty bad. I
right,
wanted
well,
it. I
maybe we
wanted
should just take a break,
I
right? And
loved
take this
her,
in.
and I wanted to keep.
Do you guys want to know one worse than that? You want to
Go.
know the
Oh,
one
yeah.
that Ben and I would sing back and forth all of the time?
Yeah.
You guys ready
Come
for
on,
this?
feel the noise.
No.
Girls rock
it's
your boys.
Way better. Justin Bieber's Baby.
Well, I mean,
All the time.
sure. Yeah. I'll give it to you.
All the time.
Wait, which one's Baby? How's that one go?
Baby,
Oh,
baby,
that one's bad.
baby. Oh, like baby.
I mean, listen.
It's kind of cute,
I've-
Roxy.
Amanda and I's
Kinda
first,
cute.
our
We
wedding
loved
dance
it.
song was Ariana Grande. I'm so into you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Uh-huh. And then we were working on recording the
We're definitely getting flagged
Star,
now.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The A Star Is Born one, Shallows.
That's what
But
Julie
then
and I sing.
when we
Yeah.
broke up, so we didn't get it recorded.
That's
That's a
bad.
warning to all of you. out there.
All right,
Yeah.
so guys,
Okay.
you saw the Aladdin teaser. Josh, you
Man.
did. You
Yeah.
did say you're not crazy about that song because they were singing at the wedding. What did you think of the teaser? You don't want to see
I
this.
just couldn't care less about
Yeah.
this movie. And I know that's a real bummer because I liked the first Aladdin, liked it well enough. It's no, Lion King to me. Lion King's the end all be all for me.
Yeah, it's mine.
And that and the Robin Hood with the Fox. Those are my two favorite Disney movies.
Oh
but-
my gosh.
But this movie, and I love Will Smith, right? There's just nothing about this movie that is really pulling me in.
you
Yeah.
are breaking my heart.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hearing-
Roxy, you like it.
Okay, and that's not what I said. You're breaking my heart because Lion King and Aladdin are my 1 and 2, and they go back and forth. So
Okay.
for me, Aladdin is everything. Jasmine was my favorite princess growing up,
Mm-hmm.
and then Mulan also. They kind of traded
Oh,
off.
I
but
love Mulan.
I loved Jasmine so much, and I think that the marketing for this movie has been woof.
Yeah.
I mean,
Total woof.
the last
Well, just
trailer, we
kidding.
all kind of dug it, and we were liking it,
It was better
and I was
because the
feeling
first
good.
trailer was oh my
Yes,
god.
and the first images we've seen and everything has just been yikes. This teaser trailer or TV spot, which I didn't even realize made it seem like they were trying to direct a rom-com trailer.
Totally.
It was so strange.
Yeah.
What'd
But
you say?
The music pairing and the layout of the story, I don't feel like this has any weight on how the movie will actually be. I think they just did a really poor job on this TV spot that made it like
Yeah.
and what happens now? He's a prince inside, but he isn't or on the outside. Aladdin, everybody. But you have to win him with your heart. Oh no! Like
There wasn't even
we
a
know
show
what's
of the
gonna
evil.
happen. So
Yeah, no Jafar. I mean, I think that's the
Yeah.
reason it's a short TV spot. They're focusing on the love story. They're getting the whole
Which
new
I
world
love.
nostalgia.
I'm a lover of love.
Yeah, and I like it. For me, I'm just looking at this thing and it just looks. I don't know how to describe it.
a lover of
Especially
love.
when he's in the Cave of Wonders and it's like. It's like collapsing and everything. It just looks like he's jumping on some boxes in front of a green screen. It pulls me out.
Cave of Wonders also an attraction off the 101, just north of Humboldt.
Is it Cave of Wonders, by the way, in the movie?
When you said that, it sparked in me like, is that it? It does sound right, but
Cave of Wonders. Search.
I feel like I saw Aladdin.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah, nailed it. I'm with all of you guys on all of this. The marketing's been weird. This trailer was weird. I just haven't seen anything in this movie. Like when they showed us Lion King footage. Now, listen, I know it's a bigger uphill battle because you're using actual people, kind of no names, and you're not besides Will Smith. It's not a lot of star power, if you will, and maybe that's just our fault. God bless you.
Is it a bigger uphill battle though? They should both not be. I think for different reasons,
Okay.
Lion King would be a bigger uphill battle. As you've got the internet saying, it's not live action.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Go ahead. See? But
thank you.
what we've seen from that, I don't know. Maybe I'm just such a bigger Lion King fan than Aladdin fan that I'm coming across as being a bit biased in the fact that I just would rather watch Lion King than Aladdin.
the story of Lion King is amazing as well, but one of the reasons I was attracted to
appreciate you,
Aladdin is because it's a great story, and it should serve itself to live action seamlessly.
Totally.
Because there's nothing about. I mean, it's obviously gonna be really hard to bump that apple off your arm, but other than that, you should be able to pull all of this stuff off, like being suffocated in
Cave of Wonders. Blanket.
No
Rug.
times falling down.
Is it bigger than a toaster?
The
Hourglass.
Such is the
Yes,
sands
it
of
is bigger
time.
than a toaster. All of that stuff will look so cool live action, and we got a baller cast, and you have Will Smith.
Yeah.
So I think this movie is going to be amazing, and I think they've just done themselves no favors with what they've shown
I
us.
wonder if it's going to be amazing. I have this feeling, and it's just from what I've seen and hearing some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. I mean, I've heard there was some issues with Guy Ritchie, but I don't know if that's true or not.
They haven't put his name on many of the posters.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
you don't see a
And Guy
like
Ritchie
from
production.
the
Disney's not
the
gonna do
director,
that, but-
and they're not going to do it from the director of Snatch. It's like what? It's like no.
Sherlock Holmes, Game of Shadows
Yeah,
comes.
Makes perfect sense to
so,
me.
Yeah, and when they announced Guy Ritchie for this, it just was like a huh? Okay.
Is there somebody you were hoping for?
I don't even know.
That's my Guy Ritchie directing impersonation.
Guillermo del Toro.
I could see that.
I would love that.
Joe Carnahan.
Joe Carnahan. Listen,
Hey,
I
listen.
will watch anything Joe Carnahan
I
does
don't
because
wanna
that guy's the
hear
greatest.
it from you guys.
What?
I know you weren't here. Sorry, Roxy.
Listen, I will say this. I don't know. Did I say it on the show yet? I emailed
remember.
with Joe Carnahan this past weekend. It was one of the
They
coolest
know each
moments
other.
of my life.
Yeah, I would. That's a thing.
Aren't you so cool?
I am.
That's true.
But I don't know if Aladdin is going to do well. I just have this weird feeling
you mean
that
monetarily, or
monetarily it'll open big.
critically?
Critically, I don't think it'll
Okay.
do well.
Crap.
But monetarily, it'll open really big, and then I wonder if it
Second
is a
weekend.
snicker. A snicker? Okay.
Stinker?
A stinker. If it is a stinker, then and the word of mouth spreads, it's one of those movies I could see myself going, I'll wait till it comes home.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, I know.
Totally about.
And Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid.
Did you
then
guys
Aladdin.
even like the Beauty and the Beast remake?
I didn't, not that much.
I liked it fine.
Okay,
It was
so
fine.
there's
It
your
was fine. There was
reactions.
I had some good nostalgia feels, but in general,
No, I
I
did-
just and I think I'm gonna have the same thing with Aladdin. Those movies I
It's
grew up
just a
with. I watched them
nostalgia
over and
play, I
over
think.
again, and maybe it's Lion King because it's not humans and we're getting this realistic look and animated or otherwise that I can dig it more. But the music is more powerful and beautiful in Lion King, so I think I'm gonna be more on board. I don't know.
But here's what I'm saying: is this all one giant nostalgia play?
It
Like,
is.
I
All
get-
of this is.
Yeah, okay.
It's
All right.
it's
So
like
we're in
every
agreement.
time.
No, it's more than that though, because it's also these are some of the greatest stories ever, and they have some really great messaging for kids and things for us
No
to
doubt.
remember, and also like all of these badass characters that we've recreated in a million different ways, but these are the OGs.
They are. I'm listen, I'm
So
going to
yes,
give it the
nostalgia, but other
benefit
things.
of the doubt. I think at the end of the day, really, what is the first thing when you hear Aladdin, what do you think of?
Whole New World.
Robin Williams?
Oh yeah.
I mean, the genie is iconic. That was one of his characters. I think it's there. It is. I think I don't know. I think you're on an uphill battle already, and then so you got to make this thing pop. And it's the marketing. To your point, Roxy, I think it's just not landing.
It's
with
been
me.
piss poor.
Yeah. So
And I don't know why. Why there were so many opportunities to not do it that way.
I don't know either.
The excitement for Beauty and the Beast for me was like at a 4. I think my excitement for Aladdin is at like a solid 2.
Yeah.
I'm legitimately heartbroken.
Maybe 1.
Beauty and the
1/2.
Beast, my excitement level was like an 8.
Oof.
Like it was really high. I was very stoked
That's
about
how
the
I
movie.
feel about
and then
Aladdin.
I saw it and I was like, okay, it's good.
What's been your favorite so far?
Jungle
of
Book.
all the
Live
Disney
action?
live
No,
action?
yeah.
Cinderella's up there. Cinderella and Jungle Book. Cinderella was so good. It shocked me how good it was because it just maybe it that story lended
Played
itself.
Cinderella in that one?
Lily James.
Oh yeah.
Wow, Schmodown.
Shut down.
Yeah. I don't
Did you
think
hear
I've
that, Cody?
seen that. I don't
Thank
think I've
you.
seen that. I just
It's pretty good.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
All
I
right,
didn't see
let's
Maleficent.
move on to this because we didn't get to talk about it yesterday, and it was a trailer. Godzilla.
Oh no.
King of the Monsters. We touched on it a little bit. What did you want to talk about?
No. I forgot that I didn't like this trailer. My bad.
Let's touch on it real quick because I love this trailer. I love everything. Talk about marketing. I think everything Godzilla has done in the marketing has been spot on.
Are you a Godzilla fan?
Yes. I'm a big, and I've said this over and over again. If there is a movie where there is a big monster, a big shark, a big alligator, a big genetic experiment that eats people, I am going to watch this thing.
Do you know what, Reilly?
What?
Same.
Nice.
Same. I'm a sucker for it.
It's just monster movies.
If you are a big either dinosaur
Yep.
or monkey
Yep.
or shark
Shark.
or any of the
Ape.
any Godzilla type
Yeah.
monster thing, I'm a sucker.
I am a
And
total sucker.
No matter what, you can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Because I just think that is awesome.
Those movies, I guess you could qualify if they're not great. Like, I know this is a big budget movie and you don't classify it as a B movie, but what if it's bad or whatever? Even if it's bad, it's like a guilty movie pleasure for me. I
Me
like to
too.
watch these monsters eat poor humans.
I feel the exact same way.
So the marketing, I love the and Christian didn't like this, which I like. I can kind of understand because it's a little bit overused, but the like somewhere over the rainbow riff that's playing as the trailer is
I
going on
liked that.
sets the mood for me too.
mean,
Yeah,
I
I
really
like it.
liked that.
And everything I see, we have all these different monsters. I mean, it's epic, and the idea that they're like, all right, this is Godzilla's world, and we just live in it. I'm like, give me that.
I got yelled at by Mark Ellis yesterday because I said I didn't really like the trailer that much. And listen,
Ellis is with us. on
Alice
this,
yelled at you?
Well, no, he just was like, I don't know you anymore.
Got
Like,
stern with you.
friendly kind of a thing. Okay.
Joke, yeah.
Did I like the one with the Puff Daddy song back in the 90s and the
That was awful.
the one with Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was talk about going back on my point, like guilty movie pleasure. That movie for
oh.
me was so
Total
awful.
guilty movie
I was
pleasure.
like, oh yeah, thank
Totally.
you, Cody.
Okay. The last one with Bryan Cranston, that was the one with him, right?
Yeah, oh yeah,
I enjoyed it, right?
yeah.
And
I liked
I
it.
really liked it.
Yeah,
I
loved
really
it.
liked.
Now,
I really liked that movie.
did I like Rampage? Yeah, I did.
Rampage wasn't bad.
It wasn't terrible. I
watched
enjoyed the crap
solid
out of it.
home video release.
Yeah.
because that's where
Remember, I thought I saw that, but really I saw San Andreas.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can't comment
No
on
monsters
that.
in that.
Then I saw this.
Well, the weather can be a monster
It
sometimes.
felt like a lot of monsters. It felt almost too video gamey for me.
Which one?
This most recent one, Godzilla
Yeah.
King of the Monsters, right? I
can see
that
that.
line is this Godzilla's world we're living in it kind of a thing. I was confused as to what is happening,
Mm-hmm.
right? That doesn't mean that I'm not excited for the amount of action that we're going to see with monsters fighting other people and like ships and missiles and guns and all that kind of stuff. Okay. The reason that I didn't like the trailer is I again, I have no idea what's happening. I don't know who these. I know I'm not like a Godzilla historian, whatever. I just don't know what the movie is about. Are we supposed to be on Godzilla's side?
Yes.
And does he have to kill all the other ones, and then we become friends with Godzilla?
We're kind of friends with Godzilla now.
Okay.
At the end of the first one, it's like
Tentatively.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know this is going to backfire.
It's like, you know, it's like Godzilla, you do your thing, and when we need you, hey, can you help? It's like that kind of thing.
Got it.
Athens, Sparta, the
300.
Persian Wars.
Okay.
You know, your enemy of your enemy is your friend.
Got
Right.
it. Well, so like now it's the North and the South versus the White Walkers.
Could be. I don't know,
We'll see.
and I don't know how they're going to play it out. And I'm not a huge I didn't watch a lot of the old Godzilla movies except Godzilla versus King Kong.
Sure.
That was the only one that really got me. So these
King
other
Kong's
monsters,
awesome.
King Kong was awesome, and I remember I think there were 2 endings, but I remember King Kong winning.
Yeah,
And
well, okay.
At one point he like walks off into the water. That's what I remember.
I'm just.
Are you saying okay because you didn't want spoilers on that?
No. Yeah. Oh, thanks,
For
Riley.
the 1950s movie.
Yeah.
Gosh, Reilly.
I always, you know what my problem is that I'm a practical man sometimes, and
Yeah.
I know that goes against me. Everyone's like, "Oh, Bad Boys 2 isn't practical." I get it. I suspend belief for a lot of things.
You like what you like.
It's just these monsters are just destroying these effing cities.
Yes.
There's no talk of like how many people they're actually murdering.
The
They
same
can't-
with superhero movies.
I know, and that was always my biggest problem with the Superman movies. They legitimately just destroyed Metropolis.
Yeah.
They're destroying. In all the other Avengers ones, like in the first Avengers when they destroy New York, and they're always destroying these things, right? And that's the point of Civil War is all these people are kind of getting killed. There's just something about me that's like, okay, we're destroying all of these cities with these monsters. What is
Hopefully they'll explain it.
Sure.
And so real quick, we're going to go to break.
Do I get jaded? Maybe.
Are you going to see it?
Yeah. of
Okay,
course.
good. Roxy, of course.
Duh.
You're going to see
Yeah.
it.
Duh.
And I'm going to see it, but that's the news for now. Let's go to break because when we get back, we're going to do a full Avengers Endgame review, discussion, no spoilers. We're going to talk around it, get everybody's thoughts, and you're going to love it. So, Collider Live.
Hey, Collider fans, John Roca here. Look at that behind me. There it is, Collider Sports. That's right, that is happening. We've got some great programming on there already. For those of you that have already watched, thanks so much. We got so much coming down the pike. We're talking about NFL. We're going to talk about NBA. There's plans about NHL. Golf is in the equation now. And, of course, the Premier League show that I host with Jack Hind, that's been in motion for the last couple of weeks. And then an MMA show is on the way from Dennis Zhang, me, and Jay Williams. All those things are happening here at Collider. And look, we want to hear from you, so we want you to listen. We want you to watch. If you're a sports fan, even if you're not a sports fan, we might entertain you, teach you something new about a sport that you may not have known much about, or maybe so deep into it that you wanted to learn even more about it. We've got you covered. You can do that. Follow us on iTunes and on YouTube. You can there watch all the shows or listen to all the shows that you want, and then leave us comments and rate the shows as well and review them, and then let us know what other sports you want us to cover. Look, we're not touching rugby. I'll just tell you that right now. That's as far out as we'll go, or cricket. But maybe in the future, if we go Collider worldwide, that's certainly a possibility. But for right now, Collider Sports is there for you. Take a look at it, take a watch, and let us know what you think.
Oh, hi guys. It's Perry here, and I am going to tell you about The Witching Hour. It is the show that I host along with Collider.com's Haley Fouch. It is in podcast form on the Collider Factory feed, and we also have the video up and running every Tuesday for you right there on the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. We talk about everything horror. We're talking TV, movies, the newest releases. We talk about movies that are celebrating anniversaries. We've even talked about books. It's crazy. If it is scary, we are talking about it on The Witching Hour. We also have so many filmmaker interviews, really cool stuff. It's all coming your way every single Tuesday on The Witching Hour. Check it out. Collider Factory and the Collider Podcast YouTube channel. Ugh.
Hello, Collider Live. My name is Amy Dallin.
And I'm Coy Jandro, and we host a little show we love called Collider Heroes. And it is all of the things we love about movies, TV, comics themselves, all the breaking news, trailers, photos, but not paparazzi photos.
All of the superhero stuff we love, all of the indie comic stuff we love, all the stuff you had no idea was based on comics.
80 years of comic lore have led to this show, and many years in film and TV, and we're living in a golden age of comics, and we want to share all of that zeal with you folks.
So we talk about the stuff that's coming out, we talk about what we hope is coming out, we do fantasy casting of things that should exist, why don't they exist?
And we do your Twitter questions asking directly to us what we think of certain things, and every single week, since we both actually love and read physical comics, buy and print, we have a comic pull list where our 5 biggest favorite books of the week come out, and we dive into those with you guys.
You can buy digital, I'll forgive you, as long as you're paying for your comics. It's all good.
But if you buy in print, you can bag them and board them, and then they're worth more later, because comics are like certain things from the 90s that are totally worth the value. Buy comics, buy in print. Digital's never worth anything later. Buy in print, keep comic stores alive.
Or we can debate collector's items all day long. We can debate casting, we can debate movie news. We can have all of our friends come join us, as we frequently do. We can ask professionals about their work. We've had some amazing guests come by the show.
Yep. We try
And
to
you
have
can catch it
people
every Wednesday.
that are on these properties that also love comics. You hear what it's like from their perspective, from inside, from outside, and this is all with the focus of bringing all this news to you guys, and we're here every Wednesday on Collider, and we love this stuff, and we want to share it with you guys.
We'll see you then.
Hey guys, Reilly here, and let me tell you about the Reilly Roundtable. That's right, they gave Reilly his own podcast. The Reilly Roundtable is on its new home. It drops every Thursday. The Reilly Roundtable is a little bit about everything. It's about movies and life and movies and everything in between. I like to have on special guests for discussions like Justice League versus Batman v Superman, for discussions about wine tasting, for discussions about UFOs, and everything in between. That's right, the Reilly Roundtable drops on Thursdays on the One-on-One with Christian Harloff podcast feed, and later on Collider Video's own podcast video network. So check it out every Thursday, the Reilly Roundtable. See you there.
Hey everyone, John Roca here, one of the hosts for Collider Sports Time. That's our new show there on the Collider Sports Network. It's our flagship show, just like Collider Movie Talk. We get on, talk about a bunch of sports issues of the day and what is burning up social media, what topics are burning up social media. That's what we do on Collider Sports Time. I'm joined by my top 10 co-host, Matt Nost. Me and him, we welcome a bevy of guests every week to talk about NFL, the Major League Baseball playoffs, NHL, and the NBA, which is starting up soon. We're going to talk about that. We also get into UFC stuff, college football, all the stuff that's happening in the world of sports. We're going to cover it on Collider Sports Time. And we're going to take the time to break it all down and give our opinions and our unique takes and unfiltered thoughts on what we think about the sports news of the day. So don't forget to join us every week on Monday for the Collider Sports Time show on the Collider Sports Network. And don't forget to subscribe on the Collider Sports Network on YouTube and on the Collider Sports podcast feed. We're going to bring you all kinds of stuff. Hope to hear from you soon.
It's Bad Boys.
This is not Bad Boys.
Damn it.
So close.
This is the Marvel opening.
Oh, with all the things.
Michael Giacchino
Yeah.
did this.
I like
And
to
it
think
is
that Michael Giacchino and I shared a moment together at Comic-Con a couple years ago.
That's right,
You
did.
like to think, or you did? Oh, was that your allergic reaction moment?
totally.
Ooh.
And we are back. It is Collider Live, and we are going to go into Avengers Endgame. No spoilers, but real quick. Towards the end of the show, about an 11:30 hour, we will be taking live calls. Maybe look some Twitters, some Facebooks, and we're going to welcome in
Flashbuch.
Greg Miller.
Craig Miller from Kind of Funny.
Kind of Funny is going to come in and join us for that.
Game over,
from them
baby.
shenanigans, and we'll talk to him a little bit. But right now, we're just going to do.
And we were going to bring him on earlier, but he hasn't seen Avengers yet.
Yeah.
So I don't want to.
He should have
really
asked.
wouldn't have
He should have just asked.
Anybody who asked would have been able to go. Can I? Speaking of asking, I have a
Yeah.
quick question for you right before we get into this
Let's do
because
it.
I don't want to interrupt in the middle, and I keep meaning to ask you, Reilly, and I have
Okay.
never asked you, and it's been coming up every single day.
Holy shit.
Every day.
Okay.
What is the random S that
You
is
know what?
always on our rundown?
This
so for any
is-
of you guys who don't know, Reilly does an amazing job with these rundowns, and it's a grid, and there is this little
I'm so
S
glad you called this
that is
out.
always...
This is exactly what I wanted to happen. That's why I've left it there for as long as I have.
It's been there every time I think, what's he trying to tell us?
This is what happened. This is what happened. I was like, okay, we got to do this. Okay. So then we got to do, and I randomly hit an S on the outline, and I looked at it and I went, I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't know why. Just
I
like
think
it's just
Sport
funny.
Edition. Like I have questioned it
great.
so many times.
So guess what? Now,
Oh, so good.
now because
Somebody asked you.
somebody asked me.
It's gone. Oh my god.
Goodbye.
All right, not
It's
relevant
gone.
to this discussion,
Not
but
relevant.
I had to know.
But okay, this is what we're gonna do because this is important, and I want to be very conscious of everybody out there, including our friends in the booth who haven't seen it. In itself, talking about this thing could be determined spoilery because
Even if you're talking about your feelings, emotions.
so we are going to stick to just feelings. We're not going to say plot points.
Okay.
It's going to be very difficult to talk character stuff, even like just. So be warned. I mean, I know that we want to talk about this, but if you're like in the camp, the solid camp of like, even when you open your mouth and say Avengers Endgame is a spoiler, you know, maybe turn this off, come back after you've seen it. But we're gonna just do a quick 15-minute conversation about it. And that's it. That's the precursor.
And I will say there was no spoilers in telling you guys this.
Okay.
So Alex and I worked on a song. Okay.
Please
Now,
do this.
I'm telling you guys right now, the song is called "Thanos is Lonely." Okay. I did the lyrics.
Lonely.
Yes.
Thanos is lonely.
No, it's not that. So don't get that in people's heads.
Oh.
Because that's from some terrible musical, I'm sure.
No. Oh my God.
What's it from?
You know, lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody here on my own.
Is that Team America?
Ooh.
What's that
No, it's you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Akon.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
But there's a better part. Anyway, so.
Your song will be much better. I'm sure.
Totally. So
Oh, it's so good.
I did the lyrics. Alex did the music.
Yep.
It was a great partnership. He put together an amazing video, and it's going to go up on the Collider podcast feed tomorrow. It's going to go up on my channel. We're going to debut it on Collider Live tomorrow. The song
Perfect.
is going to be available on Alex's SoundCloud. So if you guys like
Nice.
it and you want to share it, it's only a 2.5 minute song. It's great, and I think that Alex and I have come up with it's a pretty awesome partnership. And I've always wanted to do more comedy music, especially with a talented musician that's as talented as Alex. The guy's an effing musical genius.
He's so good.
He sent me the first cut. He's like, I think this is good. And I was like, you just nailed it. There's no notes. And
Can you give us one line?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is the full song debuts tomorrow, and it's a blast. And I think Alex and I have come up with a partnership where we're creating a new kind of rock and roll. It's called Nerd Rock.
I like
and
this.
is it's like a mix of 80s, 90s, 2000s, slow, fast, whatever. We're working on an album together now, talking about taking it live. We'll see, perhaps touring with it. Who knows?
If
Wow.
this was a streaming service, I would sign up.
Nerd Rock. You're welcome.
This is, I can't wait.
It's the yacht rock of nerds. Am I right, Alex?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See?
All right. And
Yeah.
I know why he wasn't really okay. So we're gonna get into it right now, guys. If you want to pull off some headphones, I know we have Cody and Alex in the booth. They're going, just so you know, we're gonna have our headphones off most of the chat. I'm like, okay, got it, because
cool. So
that's
no
how
sound
serious
clips.
it is.
All right.
Yes.
So let me just start here with my thoughts. I fucking love this movie. I love it so much. I was likening it to this. When 1977 rolls around and Star Wars comes on the scene, and that became just the thing that kids loved, I imagine my dad, because my dad loved Star Wars. Like he was like, and so my dad being my age now with Marvel, I liken it to that. As an adult, the hype, the how everything has come together in such a way. I gotta hand it to Marvel and the Russo brothers for pulling this off, in my opinion. I think it is monumental what they have been able to accomplish, how they are able to actually make this movie be so emotional, the action, just everything worked for me. And I love it so much. So I'll start there.
If you can bring it back to the first time you saw Infinity War and the first time you saw Endgame, the way you walked out of each of them, did you feel different? And did you have stronger feelings towards one?
I need
That's a
to
good
see.
question.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Well done,
I need to
Roxy.
see Endgame again because I was actually thinking about that because I wonder if Infinity War hit me a little different. Like Infinity War, because of the ending, that ending where you're like, what? And you know what, comic book movie. Maybe they'll come back. I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer right now because I have to see it again, and I want to see it again. Like I really want to see. I want to see this thing 5 more times in the theater.
I will say this. I think of all the Avengers movies. So let's put Ultron on a other place.
Oh, you don't like Ultron?
No.
Okay. Underrated for me. I think Ultron's great.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
It's just definitely not in my top 10. That's for sure. Maybe not even my top 15. Okay.
Yeah.
The first Avengers movie, I loved it.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, okay, this is the kind of team up we've been waiting for in a superhero world since I saw Billy Zane don that purple of the Phantom. Okay. This is like, this is the
That
superhero.
was the moment.
That was the moment. And you know, I still love the ending of the first Avengers when they're all sitting there eating hamburgers in that
shawarma.
Shawarma, sorry. I always think it's cheeseburger. And everything's falling apart around them, right? So, and that's where my practicality comes of like, where is your insurance on this one? Do you have superhero insurance, whatever?
Right.
Then we get to
Gotta be
Ultron.
really expensive.
And I thought it was a step back. I thought Ultron was like a step back in the franchise. But then we were rescued with Civil War. And I thought that Civil War had the most oh shit moments of all of the Marvel movies.
What movies are you naming right now?
So Avengers, Ultron,
Right, but your name and
the
then
first
Cap,
Avengers.
First
And then
Avengers,
Captain America.
Age
and
of
then Captain
Ultron.
America. But why
and
are you
Civil
throwing
War.
that one in
Civil
there
War.
just because it had more of the characters?
Well,
Well,
Because
Civil
it's
War
based-
is
Civil
Avengers
War's
2.0
Avengers
or
2.5.
2.5.
Okay,
Yes,
I was
okay.
just curious which.
Yeah.
What
that
made
felt,
your
that felt like more of
qualification?
an Avengers movie than Avengers: Age of Ultron felt. That just
I
me.
can see that.
Whatever.
Yeah, I can see
okay?
it.
And I thought, oh my god, this is maybe the perfect superhero movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for me, my favorite superhero movie of all of the Marvel movies is probably Ant-Man, just because I like
love
the
that.
standalone nature of that. I love an origin story. I like the humor in all of that. But that, I take that aside, and it's hard to compete with all the Avengers movies, right? And I put Civil War in with the Avengers.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
When I saw Infinity War, I thought, my God, how are they going to top this? The amount of oh shit moments, the amount of action and everything. And I don't really love the space travel, but I get why they need to have it. Okay, I get
Space travel in Infinity War.
in Infinity War. It just felt like a space odyssey. It honestly felt like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 at points. But the ending scene of Infinity War makes that takes that movie, I think, in the middle part of it, takes it from like a 7 to a 10 immediately because of the final battle scene.
Because I know you don't love time travel, but do you
it.
not like space travel either? Do you not like
I'm not a
exploring
big
space?
fan.
Okay.
No, not a big fan. Again, a practicality in me is kind of like, we have never been able to see these other planets. We don't know they exist. We've got to think there's life out there and all that kind of stuff. But the way they're able to traverse going through it has always just been a little bit of a problem for me.
Okay.
Whatever. That doesn't mean it's taking anything away from it, because I really like the Guardians of the Galaxy, all that kind of stuff.
Maybe you're just jealous.
Maybe I am very jealous. Like I said in my tweet, I just saw Avengers Endgame.
Avengers.
Loved it. Wish that these people and these weapons or these things existed. Obviously not Thanos, but like, Spider-Man and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, when Avengers Endgame ended, right, and the entire, I feel like the entire audience had that collective,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
right? That to me, I think yesterday, Avengers Endgame is the perfect superhero movie, and I'll say it. I need to see it again, and I will watch it. Hopefully, not fall asleep.
Yeah.
For somebody that has been waiting for this movie for so long, all of us, I mean, it's going to break all kinds of crazy records.
Oh, yeah.
I walked out of there way, way more excited and way happier than I think I've walked out of a movie in a long, long time. And we saw a bunch of people waiting, and I didn't want to give anything away, but we're walking away from the screening, and Roxy's like, so what do you guys think? I was like, wait till the car. I don't want to ruin for anybody that was walking past or whatever. And it rose all the way to the top for me.
Yeah.
And
Past Ant-Man.
past Ant-Man.
So it's your number one.
So Endgame is my number 1.
Nice.
Ant-Man's 2. Infinity War is 3. Thor Ragnarok is 4. And the first Avengers is 5.
That's great.
Civil War and Avengers are tied for 5th.
I want to see it again because I know when Christian saw it again, he's like, it's so much better the second time.
my God.
Like it's just more and I get that because going on with the review, there is so much in that it has to be 3 hours. It
thick.
absolutely has to be 3 hours, and I understand why they did. And I said it earlier. I blinked and that movie was over.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. I didn't feel anything
I blinked
sitting
and
there.
I fell asleep.
Yeah. Josh blinked and fell asleep.
I don't know if we call that a blink.
Yeah.
Closing
Roxy.
your eyes.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay. So I knew going into this movie that they weren't going to disappoint me because of all the marketing we had seen, but also just their track record. And I'm not just talking about the brothers, I'm also talking about the franchise in general. But I was surprised at how much they were able to give me what I needed and everybody around me what they needed, even though those things might have been different. So I felt like whatever you needed to see, I really felt like the whole audience felt like they saw what they needed to see.
Totally.
And because we've been on this saga for over a decade, if I left feeling empty, it's not just one movie that makes you feel that way. It would have been an entire decade of dedication to a franchise. So much was on the line. And the fact that it not only lived up to that, but surpassed it for me is truly incredible. Like you said, Mark, it's unbelievable what they've been able to do.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if we can give them that kind of credit for another 10 years down the line where people can look back and say, what? That it's never been done like this before. So
It's astounding. It's astounding what Marvel has done, and I want to give a lot of props to Stephen McFeely and Christopher Marcus, who wrote these movies and who now are co-producers, as well they should be, because I noticed them in the credits. For them to do the balancing act of being able to not only work on a script in a committee that is Marvel, that is Disney, Kevin Feige, actors, then the Russo brothers come in. Russo brothers especially, too. Give them all the credit in the world because they come out with Winter Soldier and knock it out of the park. Winter Soldier is one of the best. That still might be in my top 5, but I don't know yet.
It's never been in my top 10, but I get why people like it.
I just love Winter Soldier. So they come in.
I love Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that movie is so good.
It's so good. So they stick the landing and they come out of nowhere because they were doing what was the TV show Community? The Russo brothers.
Oh yeah.
So they were on Community. Like when they were announced as directors, it's like
That's what they were on.
what? Wow. Okay.
I'll pull up the resume.
And then they do Winter Soldier, and you're like, wow, these guys. Then they come and do Captain America: Civil War. Whoa, these guys.
They dominate my top 5.
Yeah.
The Russo brothers.
All of these movies. Then Infinity War. And going into Endgame, I'm like, and before the hype, and before it even gets close, I had that thought where I'm like, what if these guys have been on a tear. Sometimes directors, studios, writers, actors, what have you, like sequels don't live up to the hypes. You can't really hit it as well as you wanted to. Maybe the last movie, the previous movie was so good. Like I think of Dark Knight to Dark Knight Rises, where it was kind of Dark Knight Rises I still really like. Sure, but it didn't live up to Dark Knight. It's going
to be hard to live up to a Joker movie. I'm just sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, there it is. I'm blown away how Marvel has been able to pull this off. It's never been done before like this.
But I really didn't question it, Mark, because for both of you guys, as people who have written multiple features in this room, when you set up your final act to be strong, it kind of just writes itself.
Yeah.
If you've done the work in your first act and your second act, and you've built these characters and you've made it so that everything is airtight, and I'm not talking about in Endgame, I'm talking about the Act 1 and Act 2 being Phase 1 and Phase 2.
Right.
Everything has been so tight up to this point, even if you didn't like Phase 1 as much, we were building, and we've gotten to that point where I knew they couldn't let us down because they had done all of the work already, and now they just needed to pay off. That's
such a great point. And I think about Phase 1, and I think about Iron Man comes out in 2008, and it's fantastic. It opens the same year as Dark Knight. Dark Knight really took the thunder once that opened, but obviously it started the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then we had some, I would venture a guess, Marvel had some misses before they had another hit. Iron Man 2 comes to mind, and a lot of people not like it. It's kind of a miss. I liked it.
Do.
I liked
I didn't mind
Iron Man. Incredible Hulk. Yeah,
I like Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I know you do, and I like it too. But I think we're going off of Iron Man, and it's like where I still felt like Marvel was trying to find their footing.
Sure.
Right, and then what came after? Then Thor. I love Thor.
I love the first Thor, too.
Yeah, I love the first Thor.
I like it
Gets
fine.
You
Not
like
as
it
much
fine.
as Thor Ragnarok.
The
but
problem is, Dark World made me dislike the first Thor more.
Right.
But if you
which is a crazy thing to say, but after I saw Dark World, I just had such a sour taste in my mouth for Thor movies that it took until Ragnarok to be like, oh yeah, I actually like the first Thor.
Let me throw this at you though. Do you think, because in my opinion, yes, that Thor has had the best storyline and comeback after Dark World? of
Yes.
any of the characters, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because he's
So you're not talking about Endgame right now, though.
no,
You're
I'm not
just
talking about
yeah.
Endgame. Like up until Infinity War, I've loved Thor more and more in all these movies, Avengers, Ultron, all these things. Every time you've seen Thor on camera, Thor Ragnarok, incredible. Every time
Yeah.
I've seen Thor, he's gotten better and better. Seems to get along with everybody. He always seems to make the scenes better. He seems to make whenever he's on screen a better experience. Because
Yeah,
of Thor.
and that was more like Infinity War.
was the best.
He was my favorite part. Well,
Yep.
him
And
and
Rocket.
Rocket and Groot were my favorite in Infinity
Totally.
War.
Hello,
Every
tree.
time they show
They
up
were
on
really strong.
Wakanda with the Alan Silvestri Avengers theme playing, Rocket on his. I mean, it just works so well. But going back, so
hold on real quick. Let me read
Yeah.
off the Russo brothers thing. Okay.
Oh, great.
So they did You Mean Dupree, which is a very underrated movie.
I
in my
really
opinion.
liked
directed
that
that?
movie.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
really
wow.
liked You, Me, and
Oh.
Dupree.
Okay. They did 5 episodes of Arrested Development, which were great.
Oh.
Which season?
That's right. I remember that.
Just doesn't say. I'm sorry.
Okay. You'd have to think one
The
of the
early
earlier
stuff,
ones.
2003
Yeah,
to 2005. So the good ones. Okay. No offense to the new ones; they're just not as good as the old ones.
So still fine though.
Carpoolers, very underrated.
Don't know.
It was a
Movie?
show in 2007, 2008. It was very good. Happy Endings, he did 4 episodes, which it's a great, very underrated show that canceled too early. Then Community, they did 14 episodes, and then the stupid show Animal Practice, and then boom, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So
And then boom.
That
So
that is
nothing-
quite the coming out party, though. I mean, like You Mean Dupree, yeah, you
Sure.
like it. I think it was fun.
I mean, it's like if Joe Carnahan does not
It's
Narc.
not Winter Soldier.
It's
though.
but it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
It's like
yeah.
Joe Carnahan does The Gray, and then the next movie he does is like Serendipity 2. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Which I
two
want.
very different, two very different things, and they come in and do Winter Soldier and destroy.
Yes, and that's my point with the Russo brothers. Just they just seem to have gotten Marvel. I don't know, but I wanted to go back and like kind of build
Go
to
ahead.
this because then Avengers comes around. And first Avenger, I love First Avenger, but it's still it still had some issues with me. And I look at box office, it was like
I feel the same way.
It was it was great, but I didn't feel like Marvel really hit the Marvel we have now until Avengers. Avengers hits, and you're like, wait a minute, they pulled that off based on these movies, and then these movies started to get better. Except for Thor: Dark World, because I wish
miss.
I wanted more from that one.
That
Like
was-
Winter Soldier, the second one comes out. I was waiting Dark World and being like, I love my Thor. Maybe it's gonna not so much.
Curse of Portman.
The Curse of Portman, right? So then Winter Soldier,
put that on
Iron
her.
Man 3, Age of Ultron, which we kind of talked about, and then but they just hit this groove that, and I know you don't like Doctor Strange that much, so they're hits and misses. But when it came to the
For
is it the Russo
individuals.
for individuals? Is it the Russo brothers? Is it Kevin Feige? Is it the Avengers themselves? Like, what is it about?
I think as cliche as it sounds, it's teamwork.
Yeah.
And I think that they're making a soup and they got all of the right ingredients. So, even if the Russo brothers have the strongest hand in a lot of our favorite movies and their soup is potato leek soup, they're just the potatoes. You still have to have the
leek?
salt, the spices, the leek, all of that. I know this is a strange analogy, but the point is that you need Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
You need the fans, you need the directors, you need the actors, you need all of that stuff to mesh, because it's when people aren't getting along that things start to.
Should have probably said pasta sauce because that would have hit me.
And some
it's
pasta sauce.
So it's a bolognese, and they're the
bolognese.
meat.
Correct.
I keep thinking of Ratatouille.
Are they the noodles?
Is it like Kevin Feige in the hair of the Russo brothers? Doing the thing with the spices, or the
I
other way
love
around?
that movie.
I love
I
Ratatouille.
love that movie.
Brad Bird,
I
come
think
on.
that they're the mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the mouse.
They're the mouse.
They're doing the pulling.
In Russo we trust, right? I mean,
In
they
Russo we trust, but
said-
then Taika Waititi with Thor Ragnarok blows it out of the water for me, at least. I love Thor Ragnarok.
And I'm sure that the Russo brothers sent the script to a couple different people that they trust, directors, maybe a James Gunn, maybe a Taika Waititi,
Yep.
and said, "What do you guys think of this?" And they probably gave them like a couple of notes.
Oh, yeah.
that really took, and you can see that in Endgame.
Well, James Gunn, funny enough, executive producer
Executive producer
on
on
Endgame. I
Endgame.
sathat. And so I think he has a hand in it. And before the whole James Gunn thing happened, he was really being charged with the cosmic direction of the MCU. So
Totally.
that seems to be now back on track. But
Yeah.
there's some hits and miss. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, I love. Volume 2, not so much. Has some great moments. But
I love both
So
of them.
there's all these, they land differently with everybody. But it's these Avengers movies, and especially Infinity War and now Endgame, Wow.
So I put out my top 22 list.
Yes, I wanted to go there again.
And it was so funny because I got a really respectful tweet back saying, your top three, 2 of your top 3 are 2 of my bottom 2, and 2 of your bottom 3 are 2 of my top 2.
Wow.
Which is so crazy because I totally get that. It depends on who you are, what touches you, what you connected to. And when I was getting to the second half of my list, I'm still in love with so many of those movies that I felt awful putting something at 12, 13, 14 that I still would watch any day of the week at any time and feel so invested in because that's how many great movies are in this franchise.
There's so many good ones. Bringing in these great different directors. Ryan Coogler with Black Panther knocks it out of the park. That's one of my favorites. It's up there probably in top 10. Scott Derrickson with Doctor Strange.
In my top 10 for sure.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is towards the bottom for me as well. I like Doctor Strange the movie, but not as much as I like Doctor Strange more when he's in the Avengers.
You like the
movies.
character
I
more.
like the character more. In the
Mentioning your top 10 and then getting closer to your top 5, I know Endgame is in my top 5. Josh, you said it's your number 1. Reilly, is Endgame in your top 5?
It's easily in top 5. But I want to see it again. I got it. I have to. I really do have to see it again because
I do
Infinity
too.
War 2. And I've seen people out there on Twitter saying that Endgame is such a different movie from Infinity War. And I'm like, yeah. And it's like almost like that's why they didn't call it Infinity War Part 2. It was just there was something that is so different. But these movies go so hand in hand for me. I think you cannot. They almost feel like you have to watch these movies.
Well,
back to back now.
A lot of these movie theaters are doing double screenings where they're playing Infinity War and then Endgame.
I like that.
So and that's kind of cool.
So I mean, we all loved it here.
Yeah. Can't wait for everybody to see it.
I can't wait to see it
We
again.
have like Roxy's top 10 right now.
Okay. Wait, did you have something to say, Roxy?
Well, I've just been getting asked by a lot of people on Twitter, if you're not a diehard Marvel fan, you've dabbled in it, you've seen some of them, is this movie worth seeing? and my response,
Who asked that?
a lot of the people, and my response is, if you didn't see at least Infinity War and you don't know who all of the characters are, that this movie is actually not worth seeing for you.
Wow.
I think that I think there's too much going on, as everybody knows, because
I don't disagree.
I think
you
it's
have
not
to
worth
see at least you have to see all of the Avengers movies and Captain America: Civil War at least.
Yeah. And if
See,
you
and
haven't,
I would disagree with that and say if you like going to the movies, go to the movies. Even if you're a casual fan. That's just me. I mean, we were in a press screening and people were losing their mind.
So like
right, but I just don't know if you would. I don't know if you'd appreciate the movie, and I think your time would be
understand
better
that.
spent.
Black Panther at least, probably Doctor Strange. I mean, like, yeah, you got to see him.
All right,
I'm with you. You got to see him.
Did you want her top 10?
Let's do top 10 real
Okay,
quick.
number 1 for you is still Infinity War, huh?
So it was Civil War until this week.
Okay.
And I moved to Infinity War. I did a rewatch.
go.
Every time I rewatch, they change slightly by 2 or 3 positions, all of these movies. Depends on where I'm at in my life. But yes, Infinity War is now my number 1 seat.
The number 2 is Civil War. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I like that.
I love Guardians.
Yeah, I do too. 4, Winter Soldier. 5, Endgame.
Yeah.
It cracked it.
Which is actually 1 word, not 2.
Yep. It is 1 word. Yes. Black Panther, then Spider-Man Homecoming. I love you. Yes, I love Spider-Man Homecoming.
So
Captain
good.
Marvel, Thor Ragnarok, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
And then Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers. Who's on Twitter right now because they went and liked the tweet.
I love that. That's great.
You got an extra
That's
like
great.
there.
That's good.
I wouldn't. I mean, just my top 10. I wouldn't have Captain Marvel in there. I wouldn't have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in there. I wouldn't have Oh no, that's 11. Maybe Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. I need to do. Thor Ragnarok would definitely be in there. Thor Ragnarok's probably
great.
inching into the top 5.
Alex
I
just
love
left
it
a
so much.
comment. He loves it.
What's
Nice
so hard
list.
about this is on my back half, you'll see Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers, Iron Man. I love all of those movies.
Yeah.
But
There's
they
no
know.
right and wrong answer.
There really is.
It's
so,
hard, and it depends on your mood.
Yeah, it really does. And so that's it. That's our discussion because we wanted to talk around it. You guys, if you're a Marvel fan, if you're even a casual Marvel fan, and you go, yeah, I like the movies, like my mom. She's like, yeah, I like those movies. Even though when Infinity War ended and she left me a message, she's like, what the hell's going on? Everybody's dead. I'm like,
That's where we are.
That's where we are.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend it. I can't wait for everybody to see it, and then we can probably do more spoilers later on next week. Yeah. But that'll do. So why don't we do this? Everybody, let's get some calls going. But before that, let's bring in Greg.
Yeah, Greg Miller.
Greg Miller from
Alex
Kind of
wants to
Funny.
yeah.
If Alex, you can go get him, we're going to bring him into the show right now. No break. We don't need a break.
So
Cody, did we ruin anything for you, or are you doing okay?
Was that
You guys
good?
are good.
Good.
Great.
Cool.
Good.
We just talked about our feelings, okay?
We really
man?
did. Just talked our feelings.
And I needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What would you guys score it real quick before he comes in?
Oh, that's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I'd go 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I can't think of something that makes it less than a 10 out of 10
Yeah,
at this
it's so
moment.
hard.
So,
And I know there's like
maybe a 9 out of 10 only because I haven't seen it again. So I don't know.
was that opening?
I have a feeling it's going to move up past
There it
number
is.
5.
Greg Miller, everybody!
Greg Miller from Kind of Funny is joining us on the show.
Welcome.
Man.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Greg, how are
Good
you?
to have you
Great.
on, bud.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
What
feel like-
brought you to LA and to this Collider Live studio?
I'm doing some stuff with DC All Access today.
Oh,
so
nice.
popping over there to talk about Superman 2.
Oh.
You know, the hot comic book movie. Everyone's
Hot
now,
off the presses.
the Donner cut or the
Regular, come on now.
The
You
regular,
know,
yeah.
of
Thank you.
all of
Yeah.
the superhero movies that people are talking about this week, that is the number
It's
one.
trending on
yeah.
Twitter. It's a big deal. A lot
Is it
of people
really?
saying don't spoil it because I guess it's come back theaters or something. I'm not 100% sure. But it seems like everybody's
Don't
super stoked
spoil
about it.
Superman 2. Even
Don't
what
you
you just
dare.
said is kind of a spoiler.
I know, right? That there's
Yeah.
another one. I know.
Does Superman 2 live up to the hype? Oh, that's a spoiler. Do you know that's what they did for the movie talk title yesterday?
What?
Does Endgame live up to the hype? People are like, that's a spoiler.
It's
It's a question.
We're all
How?
very sensitive right now. All right, I have all the muted words on Twitter. And
You
then
haven't seen it, right?
And then one of my friends tweeted out, no, none of the muted words. Just like, oh man, I was just thinking about the film again last night, and I teared up. I'm like, ah! And I'm like, I don't want to know that it makes me feel emotions.
That's a spoiler.
Come on, spoiler, bruh.
I've said it a bunch of times. I actually wrote Avengers on totally on accident. Just like total slip of the finger.
But you saw. I bet the hashtag popped up because people
Avengers.
have
I
been
hate that.
misspelling it.
Every time there's a big hashtag, some moron goes in there and purposely misspells it, and I'm stupid enough to use it every
Totally.
time.
Yep,
Because
totally.
it's one letter
Exactly.
that just turns it all upside down.
I tweeted so many times. I think like it was like Oscars 2014 maybe. And I wrote Oxars like
Nice.
at least 4 or 5 times, and then
Yeah,
that
yeah.
started trending. So I'm like, yeah.
Got it.
Swing and a
Yeah,
miss.
Still got
Swing
it.
and a
Still got that
miss.
social media juice.
You know when it doesn't have that little emoji on the end of it
Yes.
afterwards, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh
I messed
no,
up. I messed
what
up
have I
somewhere.
done?
yeah, that emoji really clues you in that you did it right.
Yeah, you did. And that's the stamp of approval.
There's a lot of people out there that are like spoiling via either Twitter. We cut off our chat today on
Yeah,
Clutter
dude,
Live
sure.
and
Yeah.
Movie Talk. What are your thoughts on those kind of people, Greg?
They're terrible. They're awful people. I tweeted out this image, right, of your guys' tag, and I was
Yes.
like, that means from now on, nuclear waste my Twitter. I can't look at my mentions. I
Oh,
won't look at my
yeah.
Instagram DMs. No
Yeah.
comments on anything. I'm too close now.
Are you going tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow at 6.
Ooh,
Yeah, we're
nice.
very, very excited.
The whole
Very
crew?
excited. Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
going?
yeah. And that's the thing is I'm making the concession, you know,
Yeah.
because Tim and them all have their AMC, StubHub, movie, whatever the hell pass that they love so much. I am an Alamo Drafthouse kid, and so
Oh,
like,
so am I.
but
Yeah,
they
I
all have
love
they all
Alamo
have terrible
Drafthouse.
taste and they hate it. We have this one kid, Kevin. He's stupid as hell, but he's like, oh, the lights are too bright. The menu lights are too bright. You're an idiot, Kevin. Every
You can
tweet-
order drinks and you need to see the menu
Exactly,
sometimes.
right? And but they're all, so it's like, a long time ago I said, you know what, you guys do, we did our Fast and Furious moment where I was like, you guys go your way, I'm going mine. I'm going to keep going to Alamo, I'll see you later. But this one is big enough that I was like, fine, I'll suck it up. I'll go to AMC.
Oh,
yeah.
you took the concession.
Yeah, I
All
know.
right.
Well, they're
Yeah.
going to stay open for 72 hours.
Wow.
So you're going to the 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
What do you think percentage chance that you're going to watch it and then go again this weekend? Do you have ticket spot?
First off, I didn't trust Tim and the rest of the Kind of Funny crew to figure it out. So when it popped in the morning, I was like, cool. Bought Alamo tickets just in case.
Yeah.
Bought them for tomorrow and for Saturday. Totally understanding that I was going to Chicago this weekend.
Oh,
so I was
no.
like, whatever.
Okay.
Then the cousins in Chicago bought them for Friday night. So
Perfect.
it's like, we're set. We're
Yes.
good.
You're hit.
So going into Endgame, what's your favorite Marvel movie?
Wow.
Yeah.
Or top 5, whatever you got.
Top
Yeah, I
5
mean,
of like.
I think it's always, it's cheating to say Infinity War, right? Because again, it was the culmination of everything.
Yeah.
When you start
It was
moving away
good.
from that, right? I mean, Homecoming, I think is up there so much for me, right? I love that
Yeah.
so much.
I don't think it's cheating.
Yeah.
If it's your favorite Marvel movie, it's your favorite Marvel movie.
I
It's
mean-
a lot of people. It's not a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
they're stupid.
It's
but
mine. but-
I think it's just the payoff, right? Of like, if you watched that and you had no idea who Guardians were, I don't think it would have meant as much.
Sure.
But like, yeah, I mean, for sure, Homecoming, Ragnarok, Guardians 2, right?
Okay.
Civil War. I think they're all right up there.
Yeah. I'm a big Ant-Man guy. We're just talking about it. Love a good Ant-Man.
That's funny, see, because Ant-Man's small, but you're a big Ant-Man guy. I see what you're doing. over there.
And we also don't like short people, so that is funny.
Did you know Randy Newman doesn't like short people?
He hates short people.
The guy, the Toy Story song guy.
Yeah.
Wow. First off, I'm surprised anyone knows any facts about Randy Newman.
Randy Newman, we got into
this
this.
guy. Yeah.
Apparently to him, short people have no reason to live.
Wow. Wow. That's a quote he
it's-
said?
Well, it's in
It's
a
in the
song,
song.
called Short People. He's got
Oh.
a song called Short People where he's just insulting short people the whole time.
Wow.
But
Nick
it's
would
a
not
very
like this song.
No, he'd hate it.
Yeah.
He'd hate it. What have you guys been doing up there? Kind of funny. I mean, obviously, I follow
Same
you
old,
guys.
same old.
Yeah.
Grinding it out,
Wait,
making
hold
the
on.
shows.
We have something here.
Is it spoilers or not?
Alexander.
No,
No. In regards to the song Short People, his song is widely misinterpreted, which generated a great deal of exposure for the song and controversy for Newman. On the surface, the song is making fun of little people, but short is meant in a figurative sense, intending to poke fun at people who are short-tempered and small-minded, which is quite the opposite of the literal meaning. A lot of people didn't get the joke and thought of Newman as a bigot. Many radio stations
But-
refused to play it.
Why did he talk about little toes, little fingers, little teeth?
Little teeth,
that?
It's a lot of metaphors.
Yeah.
We
Totally.
What do you think the toes could mean?
I mean, I don't know.
There's 10 of them, right? So 10 heads of state,
Yeah.
that's what he's really getting into.
If they're all little, where
Honestly,
does
yeah.
the picky go at the end? If they're all
Exactly,
little,
exactly.
they can't go way all
The
the way
little
home.
teeth, probably saying they can't really bite into things. They don't really understand the full truth of life.
Alexander, thank you for that comment because I really didn't know that short people went.
But here's-
nice pull,
it's
Josh.
all-
This really opened up a very important conversation.
Josh isn't buying
Randy
it.
Newman could come and be like, "Oh no, this is a metaphor for people with short." Okay, Randy, just take it easy. You clearly had like an interaction with a short person. You didn't like him, so you went and made a song about it. Because anytime you touch the piano, it turns into some kind of like a lovely song about whatever.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
6
yelled.
foot Randy
Yeah.
Newman.
Yeah, he's 6 feet tall.
Tomahawk
If he was
slamming.
5'4", I would listen to him. I'd go, "This guy knows what he's talking about."
We can see.
So then
6
it's
feet?
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just Monday morning quarterbacking it. You know what I
Totally.
mean? And, like, he wrote the song. He didn't like short people. Now it gets some blowback. He's going back. Now it's revisionist history. It's like
Right.
when Gwen Stefani put out the song "Nazis Are Right," and then she's like, "I don't mean Nazis though. It's short for something else." And we're all like, "I don't know, Gwen. I don't know."
Gwen.
I legitimately don't know what you're talking about. Is that a real thing?
No, that's not a real thing. I'm just saying he clearly didn't like short people. All right, it was. Don't try to get in here and you know what? I'm gonna go to Wikipedia, put a new paragraph in, and actually he's talking about shortening that you use when you're baking. That's what he's got a problem with.
The second you said that, I was like, she is really white and blonde. She's got those eyes.
Roxy is gullible.
It's like usual suspects. It all starts connecting.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Roxy
it's
has all
all
the
on.
like the beautiful mind graphics are going
Yeah.
and connecting.
She was married to a man named Gavin, and everybody knows Gavin's her racist.
A lot of Gwen dislike in this room in the last couple of days.
No,
Really?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
That's a Gwyn.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Gwyn.
Gwyneth?
Yeah.
Sorry, Gwyn. A lot of Gwyn
We
dislike.
don't like
Gwen
Gwyneth
and Gwyn.
Paltrow.
Josh McCouga does not like Gwyneth Paltrow at all.
Listen, I like I said on the show yesterday, I've worked in the service industry long enough.
Now here we go.
Yeah. And when you wait on people that aren't the coolest, you have a really bad experience.
Yeah, that's.
And-
Well, you're not a good person if you don't treat your waiters well.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
Sure,
just
that's
feel,
fair. That's
after
fair.
working in the service industry for a very long time as well, you just see that side of people. And you'd be shocked. Like the people that are all sweet with their family and they're loving and they seem so great, and then they turn to their waiter and they're just don't treat them like humans.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
I
you're
waited
not a
table
human.
for years in Brentwood.
Yeah. That's a.
You're not a
treat-
human being.
They treated me
Mecca of
like
bad people.
garbage.
Yeah.
Just
It's
garbage.
crazy.
It's just like they talked down to me. I just.
Everyone
Here we
should
go.
have
Assholes.
to have a service job at some point in their
Yeah,
life.
totally. You
Everyone.
You learn humility. You
Yeah.
really do.
So, Greg, I don't know if you know, but the entire Collider crew got stuck in Chicago a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I
because
saw
of the
some.
snow.
Yeah, I saw some. And you went to Portillo's though. That was
I
good.
did
That
go
was
to
good.
Portillo's.
Yeah.
The Italian beef, spot on.
Good, good.
Apparently, they don't make the buns without poppy seeds, and I'm definitely allergic to poppy seeds. So I just had
Really?
a naked hot dog, which was.
Was that a recommendation from him?
Yeah.
His
yeah. Well, not the
dog's name
naked
is
part.
Portillo.
Yeah.
and he loves
Big fan.
Portillo's, and he's from Chicago. So if there's any
No
food,
big deal. My autograph photos on the wall at Portillo's. No big deal. Just put
Whoa!
that-
Did you see it when you were there?
I didn't even know it existed.
No, you're downtown Chicago, right?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody stole it off the wall. That's a huge problem they have, and they have to like screw them in. But when I was there for the inaugural one, they just put it up and then forgot about it. And then years later,
Yoink.
somebody went there and was
Is
like,
it-
"Your photo's gone. I gotta have it."
Is it because they're super fans of yours, or because
No,
they're
it's just people
dicks?
like stealing shit off
Oh.
walls. Yeah, people are just like, "This will be fun."
I'll be honest. I did have like a stealing shit off walls phase in my life right around like age 21. When I was in Rome, we'd go to certain restaurants and I'd like see if things were on the wall. If they weren't, I took them.
Oh my God! Of course you did.
like collector's items.
Yeah,
It's the best on
one of my I live in San Francisco a long time now, and my father is a heavy equipment operator in Chicago. Never takes a day off work. Works 7 days a week, all the time.
Madman.
Exactly. Finally got him out to Chicago after years and years and years and years of me living in San Francisco, and I was always like, I know the restaurant I want you to go to, which is Mel's Diner, right? Which I'm like, this, 50s, this kitsch on the walls, like he's gonna love it so much.
Is there a Mel's that's not in Los Angeles?
There's one in San Francisco, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a couple in San Francisco actually. Did it start there?
I think it
No,
started
it
at the
doesn't.
one right here on
Okay,
Sunset.
cool.
The American
Yeah, we have
Graffiti
2
one.
or 3 in the Bay. Anyways, I took him to one, right? And as soon as he went in, his eyes lit up. He's all because my dad like collects Coke bottles and all this old stuff, and he likes that. Sure. And we're walking around.
Our
And
dads are
sure
similar.
enough, we sat down at the table, and Josh he grabs the menu and he just goes, "Gregory, put this in your bag." I was like, "You want me to steal the Mel's that you just got here?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, put it in the bag."
Oh my God!
I remember when
That's incredible.
when Josh and I first became friends, we had one very we had a lot of similar characteristics,
Sure.
but there was this one thing that we both found out we did very quickly because we would
At
go
the
to
same time we found out.
We would go to bars at night, and then we would leave the bars with the glass still.
Oh.
And we turned over to each other, and I had my glass that I had stolen, and he had his
I
glass that
pulled
we
mine
had
out of
stolen.
my coat. I was like, "You too?"
Yeah.
Were they just normal pint glasses, or did they have like stuff on?
No, like
No,
usually like whiskey glasses, or something. And I was like, I would order a drink at last call, and I wouldn't finish, and I just put it in my coat and walk out, and then have it for my walk home,
Same.
or
Gotcha.
something like
Because
that.
you
Gotcha.
want to finish your drink,
That's
but you
a
don't
Julie
want to be
move.
on their timeline.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
take the glass and we'll be walking home with the
Fair.
glass.
That's fair.
It was a friendship moment for sure. Like,
Yeah.
you do this.
This is awesome.
Great.
So when the wife moved in, there were so many like mismatched glassware, and she's like, "Get rid of all the mismatched." But it's like, this one's from Barney's, and this
Yeah.
one's from Nerd. You know?
You do
These
have
are my
sentimental
memories.
values. People keep telling me I have to watch that Marie Kondo thing about
yeah.
if you touch something and it
Doesn't
doesn't bring you joy.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, but it's one of those things now everybody's running to the ground that I'm very aware of.
Wait,
when
what?
Yeah. So
And I don't need to watch this Marie Kondo. Though.
I guess she's a organizer person.
Professional organizer. She's
and
like the
she
human container
did a
store.
Netflix thing. I literally have no idea what I'm talking about, so I'm sure people are yelling at me in our non-existent chat.
Okay.
And if she says that if you touch something and it doesn't bring you joy, you should throw it out.
Yeah.
And you can find joy in your microwave and in your coffee maker.
But see, here's the thing: is I
whatever
find so
it
much
is.
joy in such little minute things
Sure.
that everything becomes joyous for me.
I just don't know,
You know?
how I can gauge that.
This doesn't bring me joy, but
So
it
you
does carry coffee and keep it hot.
Does that bring
Does
you
the
joy?
does the coffee give you joy though?
I mean,
See, it does. Don't lie. You're feeling it right now. Like
I
you're
think-
fighting the
I
smile.
get
There
it.
it is. He's got the joy
It's so
smile.
He loves it. I didn't watch, so I
You're
don't
right.
know, but that's her jam.
okay.
And people are living by it these days.
Can I
Like
do that?
Goodwill, honestly, the day that went up, I heard that Goodwill got like 4 times the amount of stuff that they usually
I need to do that with
We
t-shirts.
are all sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I looked the other day, I have like 87 t-shirts, and I'm like, I don't know why I have the
and some you
t-shirts.
haven't worn in 3 years, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So
It's
I
just
either
weird.
transition from regular wearing shirt to gym shirt, or cut them up and make them for rags to like dust or whatever. And that's like a John McCouga move.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
whole,
Sure. Yeah.
Like, you know,
I need to do that,
buckets
too.
of rags that were either for washing a car, dusting the floor, whatever. My dad's like, Swiffers, I got t-shirts everywhere. Just use them.
Yeah, no. You cut them up. You have rags. You
Totally.
Leia, my new dog, she just will eat anything now. So I'm going to start tearing up some
Should see
stuff.
his new dog. Oh
Yeah.
my god, it's
She's
incredible.
kind of the best.
Black lab with like white paws.
Why are
my
you a dog
God.
person?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Portillo's, right?
cool.
Well, I have the wiener dog named Portillo. Yeah.
There it is.
And
Oh,
he's the
that's
sweetest little
why.
thing in
He's a
the world.
weenie.
Yeah.
And Cooking with Greggy, second helping just launched.
Just started. Yeah. Your episode's
Nice.
coming
Yeah.
up soon.
Yes.
Why don't you
So what
plug
does
some
that mean?
stuff that with
Yeah.
kind of funny having you here, Greg? Because we're going to take some phone calls and we're going to have you join in on this.
All right, great. I'm Greg Miller. I work at a website called kindoffunny.com.
Yeah.
We are famous for video games, but we do a bunch of other stuff, non-gaming related. If you watch Josh on stuff, you've probably seen Nick Scarpino, who's the less funny Josh that Josh hangs out with all the time to make
Yes.
himself feel better. Nick's doing a show called
Accurate.
KFAF right now,
Yes.
which is our weird comedy show too.
It's
They're
great.
doing some Avengers.
KFAF?
Yeah.
Kind of funny as Funny.
Oh.
See what I did there? Because AF means something else to the kids, and then they put it in there.
Letters.
And Nick's like a 45-year-old man. It's weird that he hosts the show, but he's trying to be hip. He's trying to be hot.
I totally get it.
Some
But
fun
yeah, we
bits.
did Cooking with Greggy season 2 just launched.
Yeah.
You're
Nice.
coming up with your Josh McCouga carbonara. We're
Yes.
very excited.
It was a great day.
Yeah. We drank a lot.
We did drink a lot.
Wait,
That's
so
the
you
thing.
get to pick what you're going to cook?
Well,
Because you've been
so-
talking about this pasta sauce forever.
So we went. Well, I've been up for a couple of live streams. One we did for the Big Beautiful Kids.
Yeah,
at
Extra Life.
Extra Life. I was going to say Second Mile. That's incorrect. And then we did the live stream for the
Our 4th anniversary or
for
whatever.
the 4th
yeah.
anniversary. I went up there. I've done Josh Brady a couple times with them, which becomes heated and hysterical. And I was like, it'll be about 30 minutes and goes for about 2 hours,
Yeah.
which is a blast. And then I when they hit the part of the timeline, like the goal is we're going to do Cooking with Greggy season 2, which are called Second Helpings.
Yeah.
And so I said, I want to come on and I want to do my carbonara. And he's like, all right, shut up about the carbonara.
Yes.
So it came up and his lovely wife was like, I'm a little worried. I hear you drink a lot. and so
The stories of Josh McCouga's alcoholism had definitely predated him getting into my house.
Totally. And so we cooked carbonara and we drank like 2.5 bottles of white wine.
Yeah.
Had some like shots of whiskey and everything
Sure.
too. I mean, it got out of control. And this was at about 10 a.m. on a Saturday.
But we only had 2 that day. It was that and pizza, so we were all right.
Yeah.
How was it? How was
It was
the
awesome.
Really?
It was fantastic.
Thanks, man.
And that's
Thank
the other
you.
thing with my wife. Where at the end, where she's like, "All right, you nailed it." She didn't believe you for the longest time.
She
She's
did
like,
not.
"No eggs? Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah, totally doubted me. No cream, no peas, no whatever. Bacon instead of pancetta. So you have to watch the episode. It's a lot of fun cooking with the.
No
I can't wait.
No, there's cheese. No cream.
Cream.
Because a lot of the carbonara you'll see at restaurants uses
Yeah.
heavy cream along with things.
Well,
in
I
order
can't
to-
have
That's
it.
why it's too rich for me.
Totally.
So yours sounds.
It's very light. It's light-ish. I mean, there's still bacon and
Oh,
tons
yeah,
of
it'll kill
Parmesan
you,
cheese.
but it's
You
great.
need
Yeah,
bacon.
yeah.
Right.
Kill
Yeah.
you softly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's
Yes,
awesome, Craig. I'm so glad you're here, and
thanks for
you
having
got
me.
to stop in. And,
Yeah.
and why don't we do some phone calls because I'm sure there's some
Yeah.
fan crossover. Maybe some people have some questions.
Yeah.
Cody, I don't know. Do we have any phone calls? Oh, there it is. Yeah,
That's
That's what Cody
it.
sounded. That was
Yep.
Cody's voice.
we do have a phone call. All right, you're in Collider Live. What's going on? How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
This is Kyle from San Marcos, Texas.
Whoa,
Hello,
Kyle.
Kyle. From where, Texas?
Sam Marcus.
San Marcos.
San Marcos.
Whoa, Kyle.
It's near Austin.
Nice. Well, good to have you on the show. What do you got for us?
Wait, I have a. Well, okay, so first of all, why is Cody working if he's pregnant?
Oh, that's a good one. Good one. Keep going. What else you got?
Yeah.
But also, like,
Great question.
yeah.
That's it.
Cool.
Thanks
Thanks for calling. We appreciate that, Cody.
Nailed it.
He's going to go on maternity leave once he has the baby, so
Yeah.
that's why he's working still right now.
That
Yeah.
guy was on hold for 13 minutes, and that's what he had.
Cody went
The
one
pride of
Cody.
San Marcos,
Nailed it.
Texas.
Zero
All right.
Texas.
Do we have another call like right away? Is it something we can do? No,
Yeah,
there's no.
I do
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
yeah.
we'll do that. But
What's the
said he
number? I'll
does.
tweet it out.
that's,
He said he has one.
Oh
Wait,
wait.
it went away. He hung up.
Oh,
Give it
no.
a second.
I'm waiting for that.
He probably
Yeah.
got nervous based off of.
Well, Kyle, but waited there forever.
How
and
are
then
you going to one up him?
blew his opportunity?
What do you mean? That was the best call we ever had. How are you going to call after
Do you
that?
think Kyle, and this is, I would do it. Do you think Kyle took a bong rip while he was
Yes.
waiting?
Totally.
And
I
then-
think more than one.
Yeah, I
He
just
was-
think that's he was
But
like,
do you
and then he
think-
was like shocked, and then that's all he
I
had. So
wonder
Kyle,
if he,
no worries.
I think he
What's the
was
number?
thinking, "What's a good joke? What's a good joke? What's a good joke?"
I
What's a
don't
good
know what
joke?"
the number is.
Greg's
but
going to tweet
He
it out
puts
real
it-
quick.
he
You
puts
know.
it on the screen.
It's on the screen now. It's 323.
323.
It's on the screen.
I'm telling
What screen?
we don't have a
telling you
screen
right
in
now.
here.
It's
323
522
522
5515.
5515.
There you go.
All right, 323
There it is.
5515.
Call
Let's
me.
see what we get. Call me.
We're gonna get a bunch of calls now. And
man.
Cody's like, oh, don't tweet it out. Don't tweet
Did you
it out.
just is the whole tweet just say call this
Call me. Call in the number.
and then no idea what
I
they're
tweet.
calling?
I quote tweeted before that I was coming on this and don't watch KFAF, so they know what's happening. Things are happening over there. All right.
Cody, you can just throw a caller at us. You can do the whenever you want, and we'll take a call.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
there,
there we
it
go.
is.
There it is.
Jesus, I was going to do a question. Okay, let's do it.
All right, Cody.
Hey, you're in Collider Live. Who do we got?
Hey, what up, all? It's your boy C-Dub.
C-Dub. How are you
C-Dub.
doing? C-Dub with the luck. Always been able to call right in.
Yeah.
Look at this. What do you got for us today, C-Dub?
Yeah.
I just want to say, man, I am fucking beyond the moon hyped for Endgame. Seeing it tomorrow night, 7:40. I watched, Christian analysis, Collider's spoiler review. I mean, non-spoiler.
Right.
Roxy's. I loved everything I heard. I'm so fucking hyped for this film.
Nice.
Makuga,
What's up?
you're a cool motherfucker, I gotta say.
Thanks,
a little
man.
disappointed you fell asleep during the movie. Come
Hey,
on,
it
man.
happens,
Should
you
have
know.
been on the edge of your seat the
Did you really
entire
fall
time.
asleep during Endgame?
Yeah.
He didn't mean to.
So here's the thing: is I have.
I did feel bad about it. Should I have woken you up?
When it's put like that, and thank you, C-Dub. Yeah, it's just like the hype is like, you have no idea how great. It's my favorite. It's my favorite Marvel movie of all time. Did you fall asleep? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is I have like my dad has it. I have it. Is I have like a
And
small swarm.
my
of,
sister has it. Sorry, it was a Star Wars thing.
Small form of narcolepsy, right?
Yeah.
That I can't not fall asleep. If I'm dozing, I'm done.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And those seats were very comfortable in the Disney screening thing. And I'm not going to give away anything from the movie, but they were talking a lot, and I just started going.
How long were you out?
Roxy, like 7 minutes.
That was a little longer.
Shoot. But here's the thing: is I fell asleep at one part, and I woke back up, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, I'm back." And I was like right back in. Nothing confused me. I got where they were going. I think I fell asleep at a very opportune
Were
time.
you refreshed? Did you wake up? You
Totally.
needed that.
Totally. Refreshed, was on the edge of my
How
seat
do
the
you
rest of the time.
keep? Didn't they write an article about you ruining someone else's screening too? How do you keep getting invited to these?
It's true. It's true. And the girl that wrote
She
about me
was
on
there.
Us, she was there yesterday.
That would've been better if you just went down on her like on her shoulder.
Wait,
just
we
like-
didn't talk about this. She
Yeah.
was in there. Did
We
she
didn't- we
even
didn't interact.
acknowledge?
No.
I was going to yell, "Becca!" But she was like running up the stairs right before
You
the
have
screening
nicknamed
started.
Running up the
Rebecca.
stairs from you.
Because her Twitter
Rebecca
is...
M. Ford.
It's Rebecca M.
Yeah.
Ford? Oh, crap. I thought it was
And
Becca
you
M.
call her
Ford.
Bex.
Yeah. Well, hey, Bex. What's up, girl?
She's like, I thought I couldn't hate you more, but I do.
I do.
that's
she
hysterical.
won't tweet me back. She won't come on the show. Nothing. I just want to talk to this girl.
We just want to talk
We
to you,
just want to be
Bex.
friends with her. That's all. She's a Hollywood reporter.
She doesn't tweet a lot.
No.
It's just kind of work stuff. You know how there's like those people that are just work?
Yeah,
And they're
all
just
the
like,
time.
here's
She
this,
had
here's this. No
really
commentary.
Long hair.
Really long, like luscious
Long,
hair.
luscious hair.
Just great.
I was jealous.
Have you
of the
thought
hair.
about complimenting her hair to start the conversation?
I
I've
don't
done
think
nothing
women
but
like that.
compliment her. I've been
No.
like, I think you're great. Congratulations on all your success. Please come on my show and make fun of me. Like I'm giving her
I
the
know.
window to make
That's
fun
true.
of me. You know me. I mean, like I just.
She doesn't know you though. She thinks
No.
she thinks it's like a snake move. Like you're a strike. You're gonna get
Totally.
her, get her in the cobra pit.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Snakes, I hate snakes.
Yeah. Do we have another caller? Is C-Tub still on? No, we have another caller. Let's do it. So you're on Collider Live. Who is on the phone? Hello.
This is Tom. Are you talking to me?
Yeah,
Hey, Tom, we are.
How are you? You're on Collider Live. What do you have for us?
I have no idea. Greg tweeted out a number and I called it.
Hey Tom, it's Greg. How are you?
Okay, this is perfect.
I'm good, Greg.
Greg, are you? Sorry, what's your name
Tom.
again?
Tom. His name's Tom. He's a kind of funny best friend.
Nice, Tom. Have you ever seen Collider Live before?
Nope.
Nice.
You're
Okay.
live on the internet right now. Tom,
Are
so be
you
careful.
a fan of movies?
I do enjoy the cinema, yes.
You enjoy the cinema. Do you like video games,
I do enjoy
Okay.
those as well, yeah.
television, all that kind of stuff, like pop culture across the board?
Are you pitching him Collider?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a new.
This
I'm
is
trying
how
to
it
get a
is.
new
Here's
viewer.
the number. Call for a personalized reason to subscribe.
This is incredible. No, I want.
I am a consumer of digital media, yes.
There it is.
I
there it is.
enjoy this. Great. Have you ever heard of Collider as a brand, as a company?
Just in passing on the interwebs.
In passing on the interwebs.
Have
all
you
right.
heard of Josh McCouga?
Josh McCouga? No, that sounds like a weird species of giraffe.
Oh yeah, no, it's actually me. You're talking to Josh McCougar right now.
You don't have that long of a neck.
Hello,
No.
Josh.
Hello, Tom. I've been on, kind of funny a bunch of times. Clearly, I was not there long enough to really leave a lasting impression.
Well, no,
for Tom.
Tom's probably a games guy. You don't do games
Oh,
content
I
with
don't
us.
do games content. Yeah.
Yeah. So you do you follow Tom? Kind of funny for the game content.
I am a Patreon supporter of both.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah, Tom. That's my man. I like how this is like a
crushing
weird
it.
Guess Who game where we're like knocking down the pieces.
Tom, where are you from?
We're narrowing this down.
I am from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Nice, dude. I'm from Pittsburgh, but I know Bethlehem well. Hell yeah.
Cool. Good talk,
Yeah,
Tom.
good yeah.
Yes, well, Tom, I'm glad you called in. So what
Watch us
Collider
again.
is that we are a media company.
Let me tell you about our Patreon.
Yeah, so we don't have a Patreon. We are a media company. We
take way
do
too much
movies, we
effort.
do speculation, special videos, TV, podcasts, all that games. We have Collider Games. So
We're actually doing a special called Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's a podcast. It's a true crime. Tom, we'd love to have you call in for it. But
there it is. But you called into
Can
a
I
live
come?
show thanks to Greg, and we're happy that you called in because that's just awesome.
Great job, Tom. Thanks
Way
so
to
much
go,
for
Tom.
I
participating.
was a little worried that I was calling into like an Avengers spoiler cast or
Oh,
something.
no.
Oh.
Well, you're calling into a non-spoiler cast. They already did their review non-spoilery, so don't say
Totally.
anything.
Yeah,
Don't
we're
spoil
not talking
Tom.
about it.
Don't
but
do it, Tom.
Are you looking forward to this movie, Tom? Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay, how
I'm a human under the age of 40. Yes, I'm looking forward to the movie.
how big of an opening domestic do you think Avengers Endgame is going to make opening weekend?
over under 300 million. Tom.
Over under
You know what?
300
I was
million.
actually over 300 million, and here's why.
Wow.
I agree.
Ooh,
I agree.
Tom.
There's a lot
Greg
of
agrees.
people with AMC Plus. So the Movie Pass thing came and went, but now
Goodbye.
there's a couple of additional
Kevin still have it?
services there. So I think it's going to inflate that number. I think that opening weekend is going to be one of the top 2, 3 of all time.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Question for the boys in the room right now. Do we think that Kind of Funny has more articulate fans than Collider Live?
Tom
Tom
is
could
very
be on the
articulate.
radio.
Yes, Tom.
Tom got dropped in not knowing anything, and then it's like, what do you think? Well, based on my speculative reports, I think the box office.
Love our
For
Collider
not,
Live
for
people.
not
but-
knowing what the hell he was calling into. Solid caller.
Good job, Tom.
As opposed to, what was his name? Kyle?
Kyle.
As
God love Kyle.
Kyle.
Also, too, the first time I've ever been compared to a giraffe in my life, and I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
I could be in
Oh,
Lion King as a
own
giraffe.
that.
Sure.
Giraffes are skinny.
Sure. It's
true. Yeah.
Totally.
Take that as a
They're
compliment.
lovely. They have
Long
spots.
necks.
They have like a loud pattern, which I'm a fan of.
Although I have a friend, Lisa Gottman, her father warns of giraffes because they know somebody that a giraffe killed them.
Jesus.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
So
Reilly
you
coming in
have
hot
to
Debbie
watch.
Downer style.
You have to watch out for giraffes.
They will kill
This is
you.
just what she said. I've
Okay.
never had experience. They're lovely creatures. They have long necks. I like to look at them. Postcards with giraffes are awesome.
Green alligators and long necked geese. You guys know that?
No.
Humpback camels and chimpanzees.
You grew up in the weirdest place ever.
We're
Right,
gonna do that.
right.
Yep.
Elephants
Cody,
as soon as you're
keep
born.
it playing because that is the end of the show. It is noon. I want to thank Greg Miller from Kind of Funny dropping in on us. Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having me.
much. Greg, where can people find
Good
you?
to have
You go to kindoffunny.com, keep up with me and everything Nick's doing, and Nick's not as funny as Josh. KFAF sucks.
There it is. And I am Mark Reilly. That is Roxy Stryer. That is Josh McCouga. Thank you so much. I had a blast hosting you guys. Christian Harloff will be back tomorrow for Collider Live. We're going to go live at 10 a.m. tomorrow
Thanos
PST.
is lonely tomorrow.
Thanos is lonely tomorrow.
I'm
Go
lonely
see
today.
Avengers Endgame. It's coming out tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.